some naked men wrestle each other. It's great. What the fuck?
Love at first sight.
Really?
Oh, baby.
Smells like dick in here. It was what was in fascism at the time. Soap make horny me. Let's buy.
I hope that their last thought.
This is not worth it. Welcome to People Time. Oh my God, we're back. We've had long breaks lately.
Yeah.
At the holidays.
Yeah.
COVID's all crazy.
Yeah.
Laziness is rampant on this side.
That's mostly what it is.
Yeah, on my side.
Well, it's on both sides.
Yeah. More on my side. Look,
no, we're both incredibly lazy.
And competitive, so I'm lazier. Fuck you.
Well, this episode has been in the making for like a month and a half, I think. Maybe a month?
Yeah, well, we had a computer go down, and so now we have a new recording equipment. So hopefully it sounds good.
Yeah.
If not, we're sorry. We'll figure it out eventually.
I don't know.
I think it's good.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Welcome to People Time.
Whoa! That's our intro song, and it always has been.
Oh, yeah.
People Time.
Because it's a rock and roll environment here.
Oh, is that what we were going for?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was singing. It
sounded rock to me.
Oh, good.
Imagine, those like morning rock shock DJs. The morning guys.
Is that who we are?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the fire. And... yeah.
I shaded.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yeah.
A lot.
And they're wearing leather jackets and sunglasses.
It's as if
5 o'clock in the morning.
Metallica took on a radio show.
Woohoo!
Just James Hetfield.
Yeah! It smells weird.
Yeah, all the little buttons they push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Well, what's
as people?
As people, but who are you?
My name's Peter Pussy Eater.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like pussycats or...
I will eat a cat. Yeah, I'll eat a cat.
Sure.
I'll eat a fucking cat.
Peter, Pussy Eater.
Yeah.
Graphic.
It is, yeah.
Is that what you call yourself, or did you get this nickname from other people? Like, man, that Peter guy eats a lot of pussy.
Yeah, my parents changed my name after they were like, that's a hungry kid for pussy.
So your parents knew, you're just like, huh.
Like
when you were young.
He's going to eat a lot of pussy. Because my name just was John Hawthorne.
Right.
And has nothing to do with who I am.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a hawthorn is.
It'd be weird. It'd be better if we named ourselves over things we do or about us.
Yeah, like certain Native American cultures do that.
Yeah.
And some others, I think in Eastern Europe. But unfortunately, only my parents have that tradition.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you. What's your name?
Bolker. I'm Marv from Home Alone.
Oh, Marv.
Because he was my favorite character.
Yeah. Which one is Marv? The taller one?
Yeah, he's the one who's constantly screaming the whole time.
I watched a YouTube video of a trauma surgeon go through all of the scenes in that movie.
Oh, how was that?
She was concerned.
Yeah, probably.
She was very
some
concerned.
of those probably lead in death. I'm pretty sure,
Oh, yeah.
They did Mythbusters did, paint can to the face that's swinging in and hits you in the... they're like, that could kill you.
It's going to crack your head right open.
Yeah.
Clean.
And knocks you off the staircase, so you get, front and back of the head trauma.
Well, the one that she actually was the most concerned about was the iron falling through the laundry chute and hitting Marvin in the face.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Because you would think it would be trauma to his brain, but she's like, no, that is actually kind of common for certain injuries where your spine... collapses.
Oh my God.
Because of the pressure, if you're looking up, your spine is perfectly aligned. And then you push down on it. It's just she's like, that's
accordion.
Easily the most painful of all the things that they do.
I don't know, but my favorite was always when he was getting electrocuted and the scream that he does. Magnificent.
No, nobody else can do that scream.
No. Yeah.
It's like a brand for that actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, Marv.
I guess we...
coming out of Christmas time.
Yeah.
So.
We're recording right after New Year's, actually. It's not... I don't know when this will come out, so...
We'll find out.
Hey, welcome to April.
Here's your new episode.
People time. Can you believe we used to be once a week?
Sometimes...
I don't know how we did it, honestly.
At the time, I was like, yeah, it's a lot, but it's whatever. And then now I'm looking back, I'm like, I don't know how...
I physically don't know how we did it.
But we do want to say thank you to these dabblers who've been hitting us up. We've been getting a lot of messages. Messages on Twitter, messages from email.
People bugging us about where the fuck did you go?
Yeah.
When is the next episode?
We love you. We're sorry. We're thankful for the,
Yeah, the Dabbler Army is strong as hell, man.
Yeah.
A bunch of fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
I have sort of a fun fact. I know you have the fun fact today.
Wow, you're going to step on my toes.
It's not on purpose. It's because it's Dabbler related.
Oh, okay. Well,
A Dabbler, who's a friend of mine, old friend of mine,
Sure.
named Chad. He's a rocket scientist. I think you know Chad.
He's a rocket scientist?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's an engineer for, contract based, but he works for the Air Force.
Have you ever asked him how often they're sitting there doing something that's easy and they look at their partner, their coworker, and go, "It's not rocket science"?
Oh, that joke is constant.
Is it just...
It's constant.
Does it come back around as it get old and they're like, "We don't give a fuck"? Like, yeah, we get it. Ho, ho, ho. And then, like, it kind of slowly comes back around. Like, no, it's still pretty funny.
I bet it's not funny.
They probably every time.
I think the only time it becomes funny is if, say, they're at a party and they meet a surgeon.
Yeah.
And then they can dick with each other.
Yeah.
But my friend Chad, who is a dabbler, I bring this up, well, for two reasons. One, he listens to all our science episodes and then calls me after and says, "You guys don't fucking know anything about science or math. You should have me on." And
Fine.
he's not wrong about that.
He can come on.
He should, because accuracy is important to us. We're doing our best, but...
Especially when it comes to the math part. I'm trying my hardest.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has many degrees, and we're just two schmucks.
Yeah.
So, but the main reason I bring it up is he called me after listening to our Hynek episode, our J. Allen Hynek, and if you haven't listened to it, it's about a scientist who gets into UFOs.
Right.
And he's trying to legitimize UFOs in the scientific community. He called me after that, and he said that Hynek is a huge name in his industry, or his training, I guess.
I would not have guessed.
Well, if you remember in the episode, we kept saying over and over again, like, why is this dude not better well known?
Yeah.
Because he innovated a lot of things. He was very important for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
In both rocketry and then, I don't know what it's called, the telescope shit.
Yeah.
So this is why we shouldn't talk science. But, he said in his field that he's been familiar with Hynek since college, very familiar. He's in all the textbooks. He's an incredibly important name.
That's cool.
But the UFO shit he didn't know about. He had no idea about it.
They don't teach it. They just
there's
underneath the carpet.
So there's smart, successful people know who Hynek is from his actual achievements.
His actual scientific.
Schmucks like me know who Hynek is because he talked about UFOs.
You're like, whoa.
So the diversity of this man, I felt, bared being talked about.
That is. Well, I'm glad you did that episode.
Yeah, I was pretty killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out there, guys. Hold on to your butts.
Scientists and aliens.
Everybody.
I guess you're saying.
They're coming. Whoever they are.
I think if I was an alien and I came here, I would do what most people think. I'd just be like, yuck, and just leave. Like, ugh, this is...
Oh, yeah, they're going to look at us as uncivilized. Just monkeys who are a little clever.
Yeah, reminds me of that Star Trek episode where they're like, they go to a planet and they're not quite evolved enough. They're like, they're humans still, but they're like, they're not ready for this. This is too much for them. They're too dumb right now.
It's so funny, though. You know the Prime Directive?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time that comes up in the show is when they break it.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, we shouldn't, but we're gonna. Just real quick.
Yeah.
All right, Marv.
All right,
Give us a real fun fact.
Yeah, I got a fun fact for you, and then we can get on to who we're doing. I don't even know what we're doing. But
Sweet.
The fun fact is, did you know...
No, I did not.
Yeah, me either. The Olympics used to award medals for art.
Art, like painting and shit?
Yeah, like literature, architecture even, sculpture, painting, and even music. It was in the Olympics. From
How long ago?
It went through 1912 to 1948 is when it was implemented and then removed.
Wow.
But apparently in the original Olympics back in ancient Greece and stuff, when they were putting on all these, the Olympic games that were played back then, they usually would have like an art festival thing kind of going on beforehand. So everyone is, it's a big party. Everybody go out.
It's the Greeks.
Yeah, you look at some art, and then afterwards you get to go watch some naked men wrestle each other. It's great.
That would be the best day ever.
Yeah, I still think we should have an original Olympics version of the Olympics.
Well, I don't think women could compete, so we should have some modern
Yeah, we could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
We can make some adaptations.
But what we're saying is no one wears clothes.
That's
all I'm asking.
And then you had to add in that there were women there, and that's why. I see how it all came together.
I want to see a naked dude when they're in top physical form, too.
Yeah.
I'm not a prude.
Let's be honest, that would still be funny, because you're like, respectable, this is great, they're wrestling. But at one point, one of them's going to get their nuts in the other one's face, and you'd be like, yeah. Look at him choke him out with his balls.
Yeah. You're getting the gold for ball slapping.
Yeah.
Or maybe silver. Actually, that wasn't the best ball slapping I've seen today.
There's been some others.
To be honest, it's just going to make... Not only will the viewership go up, it will legitimately be funner to watch.
Yeah.
And harder.
I would watch... I don't watch the Olympics. I would be harder.
I actually don't watch the Olympics either. Sometimes I check out the Winter Olympics.
I've seen a couple, but I don't really watch them.
So. Well, just because we had the Winter Olympics here once, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went to a few of those. Now sometimes I'll watch curling, but I don't really care about it.
Yeah.
It's just curling is ridiculous. It's outrageous.
I just want to be one of the guys that warms up the ice. One of those little scrubber guys.
Yeah, the sweepers.
Yeah.
I don't understand that sport at all.
Me either.
It seems like the most Canadian thing ever next to hockey. Yeah. And I don't understand it.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand it.
Well, either way, before they removed the art section of the Olympics, there was a total of 151 medals that were awarded, and now you can't get them anymore. So I imagine those are probably...
They should bring that back.
Yeah, worth something. Or...
Society needs art. We need art. We need lute players and finger painters.
And they should do it nude, too.
Penis sculptures.
Yeah.
What are other arts?
They did architecture. Like, who can build the best building? Or, I don't know.
So, I don't know how you judge architecture, but I find that a commendable...
Someone has to run and try to knock it over.
Oh, like how do you build a more stable structure?
I don't know, but that was my guess.
I don't understand architecture at all.
Yeah, you ever do those bridge building things in class in school?
Yeah, with like the little wooden sticks.
Yeah.
I was terrible at it.
Me too.
I actually, in those types of classes, paid people to make the things for me.
You paid someone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the gumball machine and
that class is all just A's no matter what, right? You build a shit bridge and they're like, A+, whatever.
I don't know, because I remember it had to hold a certain amount of weight.
Oh, yeah.
And, the boomerang and all that shit in the car.
Maybe it was just my teacher.
I just paid people to make it for me.
Oh, yeah. Boomerangs, yeah. I don't think my teacher gave a shit. He just gave everyone A's. Kind of like gym class.
Fuck. I don't know. I remember my shop class being, like, serious.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, who are we learning about today?
Evita.
Velveeta?
Velveeta cheese.
Ooh, I fucking love cheese, even though it destroys me.
Yeah. It hurts my body, but it's worth it. I put cheese on goddamn everything. Yeah. Pretty much.
I ate a bunch yesterday and instantly knocked me out. Just had to go to sleep.
Yeah, we both have a version of lactose intolerance. Yours is stranger.
Mine hurts.
Because I just
sleepy.
I get gassy.
Yeah.
And a little painful in the stomach sometimes.
Yeah.
Yours, like, it puts you to sleep.
Yeah. I actually looked it up. It's actually a typical thing for people who are lactose intolerant.
Well, yeah, we should not be eating cheese.
Yeah, my body can't handle it. Obviously, it's like all resources.
Shut down.
Yeah. We got to figure this shit out. You can't do anything. No moving, no thinking. Just go to sleep.
We must reroute all power to digestion. Yeah. Which is, the fact that we eat as much dairy as we do anyway is strange as a species.
Yeah.
It's designed for baby cows, and we just dick with it until we make, look, butter and this other shit.
Yeah, I can do it with everything out. Like, I just need cheese. Remove all others.
Yeah, I could go without most dairy. Cheese is the shit.
That's a hard thing to quit.
I can't quit it.
I can't quit it either.
Which is why we are talking about Velveeta.
So wait, who's...
Creamy, artificial. Put it on some shell noodles. You're going to have a great day.
Who's Alvita?
Alvita is Velveeta's mom. Yeah, she's an earlier version of Velveeta. Wait. Not quite as good.
Alvita is first name?
Oh, no, the real person is just Evita.
Evita.
Which is actually just, what's that called? A non-guer? Non-guer?
I have no idea what you're saying. Even if I knew the word, I don't think I would.
It's the...
I don't know the word, so that's probably what's not helping.
It's like people who are named John go by Jack, or Richard goes by Dick.
And Evita is...
Her name is Eva.
Eva.
And Evita is the
It's a longer one? Usually it's a shorter thing.
Usually.
If you're Richard, you're Dick.
Yeah.
But
this is from
hell, my name's Mark, but my actual name is Marvelous Solona.
Is it?
No, but why would it be longer?
Well, I think the idea in English-speaking names is to abbreviate it or make it easier, but in other cultures it's not. It's just to make it more flowery.
Oh. So we're lazy and suck, and everyone's like, it'd be pretty if your name was this instead.
It'd be a lot cooler if your name was longer.
Yeah.
Well, this is... So, I didn't know fucking anything about Evita, and so this is I just want to learn more about people from South America. I don't know shit about it.
Yeah, that's always good. I don't know very much from South America. We've only done one person from South America.
I don't even know who.
It was, oh boy, we're the ones who did it. I'm the one who did the research. The guy who did all the drug trafficking.
Anyway, yeah, we did. I do remember he had a whole zoo.
I'm going to go back and listen to it. That way I won't sound like an idiot.
He had a whole...
On my own podcast.
He had a whole zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, her real name is Eva Maria Ibergaren on one birth certificate, and on another birth certificate her name is Eva Maria Duarte.
Okay. And she's South American. Wait, what country?
Argentina.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there is some dispute about what her original birth name is, because later on in life, when she becomes important, she changed her birth certificate. So nobody's really quite certain what the original one is and which one is the one she faked.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things in this story. And let's work through it here.
Okay.
May 7th, 1919. She's born to Juana, which is the female for Juan, and her dad is Juan.
Pablo Escobar. Sorry.
God damn it.
Sorry.
It's such an easy name that we should remember.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, my brain even said Pablo, but I was like, it's not Pablo, because Pablo is that painter. You idiot.
But you were right.
I was half right.
Yeah. Sorry, anyways. So 1919, that's just right after World War I's ended, a couple of years after.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's important. A lot of this story is going to be about, unfortunately, specifically Argentinian politics.
Okay. Well, in Argentina...
Thanks for tuning in.
Argentina, isn't that where like a lot of people defected after World War II? The Nazis, I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
All right, so I'm...
Big time.
Ready.
Okay.
Would do any synopsis? What she's known for?
Do you want to know now? Well, it's not much.
Okay,
honestly.
let's just go on the story then.
I guess
sometimes I do just to...
The only reason that I even know who she is because of that musical that Madonna starred in, came out in the 90s, called Evita.
Oh. She a singer?
No.
Oh.
But Frank Lloyd Wright made a shit fucking musical. And I'm sorry to all these Frank Lloyd Wright stans.
I feel like this is going to be an episode where the whole time I'm going to be confused.
Well, it's funny is Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright.
I feel like I'm the butt of
is an
joke
architect, and I was because you were talking about architects, and I said I didn't know anything about architects, and
Yeah.
I made an internal joke in my own head because the musical is actually written by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
All right.
Okay, Andrew Lloyd Webber, who's known for musicals, made a musical that I can't stand and is terrible.
Does he make other ones that I would know?
Definitely. I think he did West Side Story.
Oh, that was a shit fucking movie. Sorry, go on.
I don't love it. Yeah. Well, I generally don't care for musicals, but this one was especially hard to get through.
West Side Story. It was Romeo and Juliet with a different ending that wasn't tragic, which was the whole point of Romeo.
Also,
all right, I'm not going to get
why did Olivia Newton-John need to make herself approvable to Danny Zuko?
Yeah.
Women don't need to prove shit. She's hot. She's hotter than John Travolta ever was.
Yeah. Wait. John Travolta.
Yeah. Was it Zuko?
Grease.
Is that his name? Oh, yeah, Zuko's from Greece. Is it? We better move on here.
Okay.
All right, so she's born to Juana Ibergaren and Juan Duarte.
That's confusing. Juana and Juan.
Yeah, it's a very common name down there, I guess.
Oh, nice.
They are both interesting for me, of Basque descent. Basque is the autonomous culture in between France and Spain. They have their own language and shit. They have a sort of in-house communal feeling as a people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very strange. Anytime anyone's Basque, I have to bring that up. So I'm fascinated by their culture. She is the youngest of 4 kids, tiny, fair-skinned, very skinny. Her family called her La Flaca, which means skinny girl.
Flaca?
La Flaca.
La Flaca.
They lived in a little area called Los Todos, which means the tents. So, just like everywhere on the Western Hemisphere, at one point it was full of indigenous people, and then the Europeans came in and pushed them out. So there's these like outlying communities outside of major cities in Argentina that, when the indigenous people were pushed out, they lived in these outlying tent cities.
Oh.
And then the Europeans even pushed them further out and took over the tent cities, and they are called...
But this is ours, too.
The Los Todos. We want your tents, too, please.
Wait, we left you guys with tents? What the fuck? We're taking these. Sorry, we should have taken this earlier.
Weren't we supposed to kill these people? What are they doing here? Why are they in my backyard where I don't even go?
Oh.
Get out! Fucker. They're different from me. So they basically, it's shit. It's a shitty, poor place to live. It's a shanty town.
Okay.
They're very, very, very poor. So her dad, Juan Duarte, is not married to her mom. Her mom is his mistress.
Oh, no. Wait, is he married to someone else?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's like a successful business guy, and he just takes Juana as a mistress.
Side piece.
Pumps her full of 4 kids, and sort of throws a little bit of cash at him, but mostly they just live in a shack.
Oh, that sucks. Does his wife know about this?
I think so, yeah.
Is this normal?
Yeah.
This is
one of those mistress situations.
Is it even typical in the sense of like no one cares? It's just how it is.
I mean, there's shame on her family because they don't have a father living in house.
Yeah.
But if he financially supports you, I guess you can just be okay with that.
Okay. Financially supports. You live in a tent. Well, tent area.
That was the thing I didn't get about the story, was it said he was very successful and financially supported them. Also, their house was a shack. And
nice.
I was like, that's not... So he just fucks the mom and throws some coins at her and is like, "You're my mistress.
I'm taking care of you so well. Look at these coins I throw at you.
There's 5 cents there, you bitch.
Yeah.
I've given you my seed. You're welcome."
I don't like him.
He's not
like a
cool.
douche.
She, Eva, didn't really know him. She only met him a couple of times, and he died in a car accident when she was 6. They went to the funeral.
Karma's a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're kind of a shitty guy.
Anyways.
Her family weren't allowed at the funeral. They went anyway.
They're not allowed at the funeral?
Nah, because the real wife was like, the mistress's family can't be fucking here.
That's my dad. Hey.
I don't fucking care who you are. You're a rat person.
Oh.
You live in a shanty town. You smell like garbage. Your father's dead.
Oh.
You don't matter.
This is a sad story so far.
Fuck out of here. So, yeah, they went to the funeral anyway, and they were just treated like shit. It's one of those very, very sad stories.
Yeah, I'd go too. Fuck them. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go, but
I mean, everything I said, the family really did like the guy. I just think he wasn't a super good guy, so they wanted to go to his funeral.
Right.
I get it, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I would.
Yeah. Unless it's like to go pee on the grave.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me here?
I've always wanted to piss on a grave.
Yeah.
Have you seen the latest Always Sunny? Mm-mm. I should probably tell you off mic. I don't want to spoil it for people, but it's similar. So after the dad died, they moved to a city closer to Buenos Aires. So Buenos Aires is the capital of Argentina. It's a little bit off the water there, off the Atlantic Ocean. The family moved about 3 hours away from Buenos Aires, so they're moving a little bit closer to the main city, to a city called Union. And the whole family got jobs. The mom sewed clothes. The kids went and got random jobs. Everybody went and got a job to support the family, sans Eva, because she was the youngest, so she was allowed to actually, like...
She go to school and stuff?
She went to school.
Yeah.
She watched movies.
Movies?
Yeah, she was one of those little kids who was like, let's go to the cinema.
Yeah. One of those kids.
Yeah, you know, the ones that are like, I like cinema.
Yeah.
Hey, Buster Keaton. Oh, look, pretty cool.
Buster Keaton?
Yeah. Or the other guy.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's his name?
Chaplin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Buster Keaton's a little bit like Chaplin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was in her personal story a turning point where seeing the movies, she loved the movies, she loved the romance and the adventure and the
Who doesn't?
blah 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 the movies.
You don't like movies?
I like movies, okay. I don't love movies. I haven't seen a lot of them. I don't know. I don't like them. I will say, around the time that I watched Evita, the musical, as part of research, I kept pausing it and leaving because I wanted to vomit. And because I hate it. And in between that, I watched Pan's Labyrinth. Now, that's a good fucking film.
I haven't seen it.
That is a gnarly-ass film.
While you're doing research, like, I need to watch something better than this. Ugh, I gotta get this out of my mouth, this taste of...
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is that Pan's Labyrinth is incredibly dark and creepy. And
Is it a horror flick? Is that the one with the eyes and the hands?
It is the guy with the eyes in his hands. It's not intentionally a horror movie so much as like a...
mind-bending movie?
Kinda, yeah. It's just more visually insane and sort of fun.
Like The Matrix.
Kinda,
But
I guess.
But different.
It's like The Matrix in that they're both movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably have people in them, too.
There are, yeah, both have paid actors who are in SAG.
So she went to the movies all the time.
Loved them.
And-
Loved the movies. Eva Duarte is the first person who convinced me that The Matrix was a trans identity metaphor. Mm-hmm. Just kidding, it wasn't her. It was a New Yorker article, but let's move on. Same shit. Love movies. Did a few school plays. Wanted to be an actress.
So she's a theater geek.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Yeah. I was in theater. I was a theater geek.
Theater geeks are some of the funnest people.
They are.
They are
Eccentric.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
They're the most likely to sing in the hallway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't sing in school, but that's because I'm not a singer. But I sing at home constantly.
I do too, yeah. But I could see you more comedic performance type.
Yeah.
Doing a little sleight of hand magic.
Yeah.
Telling jokes.
Yeah. Okay, I did sing a little bit, but it wasn't my fault. I couldn't help it because Fiddler on the Roof is too good.
Well, yeah, if you're going to talk about shitty musicals and then good musicals, Fiddler on the Roof is
top notch.
the tits. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find.
Catch me a catch.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
I don't know if we're going to get sued for that. So.
I don't know the name of the song, the one when, what's his name, the old guy is complaining about his wife clucking like a chicken.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
My
wife to have servants and scream orders at them.
When I'm at maybe it's the same song when I'm at work. I used to sing all the time because I hate working and be like, if I were a rich man.
Now find out that's Andrew Lloyd Webber and we're just being assholes.
Oh fuck!
I don't actually know who it is, but
you did.
Fiddler on the Roof is good.
Yeah,
I like it.
So she's a theater geek. She's go around singing whatever musicals were popular then, maybe.
Yeah, we don't find out till much later. She's terrible at acting.
Oh, really?
She's awful.
What are we doing? I still don't even know what this person is. What they're known for.
Really, the only context
so
for us is that Madonna made a movie about it.
And then she wasn't a good actor or singer, even though that's so far her passion as a child. This sounds like it started off sad and it's going to end with, and nothing really became of her. It was just a dream of hers.
No, it ends wild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
You're not going to see a lot of this shit come in because I had no idea what was going on when I was doing the research. And it's like,
okay, these are fun. Yeah.
So, her mom wanted to marry her off to a successful husband to help the family. She didn't want to do that. She had big dreams of being an actress. So at 15 years old, she hopped on a train for Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina.
Her mom wanted to marry her off when she was 15 years old to some dude. Like,
yeah.
She didn't even know, like arranged marriage.
Yeah, I think
like in
less arranged, but more like
Fiddler on the Roof.
I, talked to a bunch of people in town, and this guy is successful and cute.
Okay.
Go marry him now.
Right. Not arranged, but very strongly encouraged.
Yeah, it's not like arranged marriage is not cultural in Argentina the way it is in, like, say, Indian countries, like India, anyway,
Yeah.
arranged marriages and shit. No, she just didn't want the pressure from her mom, so she took off because she wanted to be an independent woman.
Nice.
I am a woman. I don't know if that's a real song.
Hear me roar. Sounds like that should follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
Fuck you, Mom. I'm not going to marry some dude. I'm 15.
I don't work for you, Mom.
Yeah. So wait, she just moves town to, did you say another, Argentina? What's the city?
The capital of Argentina, Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
And the story goes that she either secretly went as the mistress of a singer, which is depicted in some of her biographies and is what is in the musical, but there are other stories that she went alone or went with her brother. I don't know. Ava's story is a little gray.
A little wishy-washy with
at
the info.
certain points.
That's right.
Doesn't really
Doesn't
matter.
seem it's super important.
She's in the capital of Argentina, following her dreams of being an actress. It doesn't go great, but Buenos Aires, this is 1934. In 1934, Buenos Aires is becoming a very important city. It's actually the third largest city in the Western Hemisphere.
Really?
Compared to New York and Chicago.
Oh.
So it's enormous. This is even before Mexico City or
LA.
LA or what's the capital of Brazil. You know, all those cities were not quite as big. The reason being, Argentina has incredible natural resources and a big old meat production industry. And they also, I don't know what started this, but a lot of European immigrants, when they thought about coming to the Western Hemisphere but did not like American politics,
Yeah.
they went to Argentina. So if you are from Europe, you're trying to bounce and get a fresh start, and you think capitalism is lame,
Lame.
you go to Argentina.
Cool.
So a lot of Germans, a lot of French, a lot of Spanish immigrants are all moving there, and it's quickly becoming like a Paris of the Americas. And its politics are fucked up because, you know, there's a very established, we've been here since the Spanish took over, group of people that are typically called the oligarchy. They're just the rich folk that have been there. And then you've got some new immigrants coming over, and you've got a whole working class that have other ideas about union rights and whatnot. So their politics is very, God, man, like every 4 years there's a whole new political party in charge, and then a military coup, and then the oligarchy takes over, and then someone gets assassinated.
Sounds like chaos.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Anarchy in the UK.
Or in Argentina.
Yeah.
Anarchy in Argentina.
Yeah. They dress that way for fashion. Sorry, go on. I'm making
Punk
SLC
wasn't
punk.
even... neither the Ramones or the Sex Pistols invented punk. It's not even close. It's like 5 years off.
Yeah.
There's a mix between MC5 and the Stooges.
For sure.
And Death. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I do.
Fuck you, Matthew Lillard.
It's a good movie, though.
Scientologist. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Especially Jason Segel's sort of under-remembered psychopath character.
Who was chill most of the time until he went psycho.
Until he went psycho.
I think we brought up SLC Punk at least in 4 different episodes. I don't know how it keeps.
It's one of the ones that makes the rounds, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
It's almost every episode we bring that up. See, I did it just now.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have certain specific tastes.
Yeah.
Well, the city is bustling. And Eva spent several years just sort of being a young woman trying to be an actress. She did radio dramas, competed in a beauty contest that she lost.
Like, lost, like, big time or just lost? Like, I don't know.
I don't know the place. She didn't win.
Yeah.
You know, it's first place or last place.
Great. So
in
far
Argentina.
from she's talentless and ugly. Great. Now what happens?
Well, she was briefly a model, but that didn't stick.
Oh.
And then she presided over a tango contest.
Like she was a judge?
Yeah.
That's where we end from. Well, it was being an actor, a model, and tango. Well, it seems like your guys won. Good job. You're the winners.
You can tango really well.
Yeah. It takes 2 to tango, but then also takes 3 because I have to judge you.
I have to, and then there's other judges.
Yeah.
So
It's actually takes 18 probably to get all this. Like,
because you need competitors.
rent out the place, so someone's got to throw money at this, and
It takes like 24 to tango.
yeah.
Just you, this one dancing couple.
Same with sex. It takes 24 people to.
depending.
If you want to use the metaphor, it takes two to tango, meaning both parties were involved, which is not actually always the case. Sometimes it's getting dark now. I'll get away from the rape.
Okay, it's getting a little off now.
Yeah, sometimes it really is just one to tango.
I don't really know why I can't become an actress. I just go off on these diatribes. I don't know what's going on with my life.
All right, but you guys got a 9.8. Good tangoing.
Good job. Please, thank you. Please let me be an actress. It's the only reason I'm here. But yeah, she's just a young lady taking care of herself. There is no indication. So there's a lot of myth making and then shit talking about Eva. So on the one hand, you're going to have people who say...
Why do people want to shit talk her?
She becomes very, very important here shortly.
So people are going to start...
There are factions that find her to be an opportunist whore. So slept around to get by.
What's wrong with that?
Again, I don't think that there's an issue with that either, but that was the thing they threw at her, was like, oh, you slut, you didn't have a real job, so you were obviously fucking people to get around. And then other people who say that she was a brilliant saint who spent the whole time trying to decide how to become a successful actress and just hadn't made it quite yet.
Do we know the truth, or is it supposed to be somewhere in there?
Truth is somewhere in between, yeah. She was trying to be an actress. She's a bad actress. I'm sure she did fuck dudes because she's a human being, but I'm not saying that she exclusively fucked dudes to keep a roof over her head. There's no reason for that. I mean, like I said, she had jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she was failing at.
Yeah.
Maybe she was a really good tango judge.
She could have made a career out of that, but she was just a little too...
I don't want to allude to the idea that she was... I'm joking.
Well, go ahead, just say it.
I'm saying.
Just say it.
I wasn't saying that like, oh yeah, I'm going with the whole she must have fucked guys because she was so terrible at all of her jobs. I just was making the joke that sounds like, yeah, the struggling artist type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. I honestly have no idea. Her biography is rife with propaganda. So
that's fun.
My notes here are what is true.
Sure.
As true as I can get it. And
I like those ones.
I'm not going to sign on to any exaggerations.
Sure.
But this is around the time that she dyed her dark hair blonde, which is important because she becomes a blonde from now on, and as she gets more and more important, she's sort of symbolic of
Marilyn Monroe type of like blonde bombshell,
like Madonna.
Yeah.
Whore.
I like how it's like, yeah, we don't know. She probably wasn't a whore. Whore.
It's just how people saw her. They were like, "Oh, she's hot. I bet she fucks for money."
Oh, she's blonde, you say? I bet she puts out
by choice.
Oh,
she's blonde by choice.
Did the carpets match the pubes?
They do not.
Yeah,
they do not. Oh my God, I bet she's so loose from just fucking guys to pay for her apartment.
So you can see how all the rumors, just with two idiots in a room with.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, and you can see how now just add, a couple thousand idiots.
Add a society of an echo chamber, and there you go.
Great.
That's how humans work.
We figured it out.
She did a little bit of acting stuff, but it just wasn't taking off. She actually found her better performing talent as a voice actor, doing radio dramas like soap operas.
That sounds fun.
Over the radio. She actually did that very well. The radio companies would use her face to advertise the shows because she was naturally pretty and blonde. Mm-hmm. So then her face started becoming more recognizable, and it wasn't until
do we know what kind of radio dramas? Were there any like
soap operas?
Oh, okay, yeah. No.
This is actually why they're called soap operas.
Really?
Yeah, because her brother Juan, of course her brother's name is Juan.
After his father?
Yeah, and his mom.
And Juana.
Yeah, everyone's named Juan except for Eva in Argentina. She's the only one.
Oh, okay.
Her brother worked for a soap company called Radical Soap, and he struck a big deal. Cool. Yeah, I don't know why Radical Soap. I know there's a lot of radical politics down there, like communists.
I was about to say communist soap.
I think that's honestly what it is.
That's hilarious.
And
it's rad.
Dude, this soap is so fucking radical. On the package, it's a kid riding a skateboard, and the skateboard's on fire.
He's got a guitar, and he's playing
and there's dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Radical soap.
Oh, wash your body.
Wash your ass. Her brother Juan, with Radical Soap, struck up like an advertising deal, and they became incredibly successful, where her radio dramas would advertise soap products, and, house moms would listen to these in the middle of the day, and they'd buy the soap, and they'd like the show, and they'd buy the soap, and they'd like the show.
I've heard this before. I just didn't know that there was, I don't know the actual story behind it, which is what we're learning now, but...
See, and I don't know if this is the first time that happened, why they're called soap operas, but I do know that's why they're called soap operas, is that it was traditional to take these midday operas as an opportunity to advertise soap.
So this is got to be in the 30s, 40s area, right?
Yeah, 39.
So I actually read something about this, although there was no real backstory of who or where it started, but that the fashion industry was starting to really blow up. So perfumes and soaps and lotions and beauty products, right?
Yeah.
Were constantly advertised throughout these radio dramas. And that's how it got the name soap opera. And then it just continued. And matter of fact, apparently because of them, this is what really got the beauty industry to really get up there, because they would actually state it in ways of basically, if you didn't use our product, you're an ugly fucker. And so women were like, oh, I don't want to be an ugly fucker.
Which is a great advertising campaign.
That's basically how they did it. I mean, nicer, but basically if you were not using this product, then you were probably gross and scummy.
Well, and it's just apropos. I didn't really want to do this now, but yeah, that's what people time is.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to people time, you're ugly as fuck.
Yeah, you're gross.
You are unwanted physically by the people that you are attracted to.
Buy some people time soap.
It's on our website.
Yeah.
Which is actually just our Facebook, but I don't think that works anymore.
Yeah.
So it's too late for you.
You're ugly forever.
You're always ugly.
I never used the products. Me too.
Yeah, I don't use it.
Should have. We had it.
I don't use soap.
Yeah.
I just stand in the rain like my ancestors.
The cleanest I get is when I give my dogs a bath, and so some of the shampoo gets on my hands.
Oh god!
Rock station, people time,
KERR. It's the killer radio. Grr. Go outside and fucking kill someone.
So stupid. Why do they do that? Why do they sound
I don't know.
Anyways.
There's still rock stations I'll switch through in the car that do that.
Yeah.
That same vibe. I don't fucking get it.
Man.
It was weird then, and it's weirder now. Okay, so by 1943, so she works at this for several years with her brother, and she becomes the number one radio voice in Argentina for the soap operas.
I hope that's how it sounded for her too.
What?
She does the rock voice in the late 30s. Yeah. Buy some soap, Radical.
Juan, I'm not Luisa. I'm her twin sister. And I'm pregnant.
With your baby.
But the baby is also a twin.
Oh no.
Which was impregnated by your brother.
Carrying twins from
two guys.
Yeah,
because she's so fucking loose. Do you see the color of her hair?
I think that's technically possible, but so super rare.
Oh, it happens all the time in Alabama.
Wait. Yeah. I guess to say super rare everywhere, but Alabama.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's actually less rare for them to have it any other way. Someone's like,
when you keep it in the family.
You're pregnant with one man's babies, and it's two of them?
Oh. I don't
get it.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
But there's two babies.
I don't...
Yes, Grandma, I know. What I'm saying is, these are both from your husband. Right, but I only have the one husband. I have exes.
Yeah. You mean one of my exes and then one of my other exes and my husband? No,
all my ex-husbands are dead. Did you fuck them? Because, I'm not judging you. It's Alabama.
Alabama!
Keep it in the family! So, by 1943, she had her own radio production, and she was making 5,000 to 6,000 pesos a month.
Well, God, what is a peso to the dollar back then?
It was on par with the dollar back then.
Wait. A peso equals $1?
A peso was, in the...
What?
I mean, now it's considerably less.
Like...
But back
10,000 pesos equals $1.
Yeah, I don't really know the conversion, but yeah, the peso's not. But back then, Argentina was a bustling economy, so it was about the same as $1. So back then, it would be what is now $90,000 a month.
Yeah, it takes about 20.5 pesos to make a U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of political instability in the peso world has affected their currency.
Yeah.
We're headed that way.
Yeah.
America's going to be a shithole any day now.
Yeah.
And our dollar will become worse or worth considerably less than, whatever they fucking have in China. Is it human babies?
Yeah.
That's what they exchange, I think. They have a surplus of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good news is, well, I'm snipped, but it's like white babies go for, I guess, a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you can pop out some white babies to sell. I can't. I'm now useless.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go start impregnating people.
Yeah.
For my future.
Yeah. The good news is, like, you just line up a bunch of people, like, boink, 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 50%, half. Okay, cool. Next person, 50%. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, let me know when that thing is done cooking. We'll cut it right in half.
And there we go.
Yeah. I think they have knives at the hospital. We'll just call it a day.
Why don't we even go to the hospital? It's just another cost. Think clearly. Just do it at home.
God, I'm so stupid.
Just grab it and yank it out.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be done cooking, really. No, it just has to look like it was.
Here you
If
go.
you run it under the faucet, wash the goo off.
Ugh.
Just cut it. Yeah, this is getting dark.
Ugh.
This is getting dark.
Either kill me or not, but I don't want to go to the ER and pay money. That's bullshit.
Period. Yeah. Because currently, they don't take babies as payment.
Really? Did you even offer?
They don't do it. They were a little bit disturbed that I asked.
Yeah. That'll be $1,500. That one baby should cover that plus, right?
I mean, really, like 75% of a baby.
Yeah.
Just cut it. Do you want the legs or the feet cut off? I got a bunch of them.
Bunch of babies or a bunch of legs and feet?
Yes.
She's like, I got a bunch of them. I can
a bunch of
add
them.
more to the collection. It don't matter. I sew them together.
I'm preparing for the future of China to take over.
So wait, what was our subject doing at this time again?
She is running a very successful radio production company where she is an actress, a voice actress in radio dramas.
That's right.
Selling soap, and she's now the president of that company and doing very, very
She's
well.
Well, man, we jumped up.
She made her own production company. She might have hired the president, but yeah, she's making what today would be $90,000 a month.
What the fuck?
People like radio back then. They like radio and they like soap.
Jesus, $90K a month?
Yeah.
Huh.
Makes me pretty sad.
So she's filthy rich. Like,
she's very rich, very popular, very influential in Buenos Aires.
Okay.
And not an actress, just a voice actor.
Hey, if you're making $90,000 a month,
yeah, who fucking cares what you're doing?
Dude, I will go poop in your yard every day if you're paying me $90K a month. It's not my dreams, but I'll do it.
Somebody poop in your mouth for $90,000 a month?
I can't do
poop. Once a month.
I can't do poopy in my mouth.
And that's all you have to do.
Look, I'll do a lot of stuff for $90K a month.
I want to poop in your mouth.
You don't have $90K, so this is not even... I'm not even going to entertain...
What if I did?
I can't do poopy.
Yeah.
I'll throw it up.
I don't think I would do it either. No.
Dude, I'll do a lot of sexual things. I can't do...
I'll do practically any sexual thing.
Yeah.
For free now.
I was going to say, not even... You don't pay that much.
You don't got to pay me. I'm just here for fun. But, yeah, I don't think I could do that. No. 90K is a lot of babies, but I don't want shit in my mouth.
I can't.
It's going to get stuck in your teeth.
I'm a very, what is it called? When you, I don't like certain foods, not because of how they taste, but because of, how their texture is, or, what I think about them, in my head.
You're picky?
Yeah, asshole.
You're picky.
But it's
That's okay.
It fucks with me. I can't eat mushrooms, and it's not the flavor, but it's just something about, the texture or something that makes me want to gag or something, so.
It is a weird texture.
Thinking about it is
there are
enough.
Applesauce Sometimes if I'm eating applesauce, it hits a gag reflex in my mouth. I have no idea why. Because I love applesauce.
Applesauce is good, but
And I'll chug it down. I don't fucking care.
Applesauce reminds me too much of like when I was a kid in like daycare, and it gave
Or if
it
you were sick.
maybe, but it would get warm is my point. So I don't really like applesauce anymore. It's because they'd hand them out, and then you'd take a bite and then run around, play, and come back and it'd be warm. I'd be like, oh, this is gross, and that has stuck with me forever. So now,
Why don't you eat it cold now?
because my brain's fucked up. I'm just telling you, man. It's in my head.
I don't know what that is.
It's probably some disorder. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's called neurotic.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm neurotic about a lot of shit, just not food.
I can't remember our own episodes with people that we were trying to remember, but I remember the applesauce tasting warm, even if I'm not eating it warm, is gross when I go to eat cold applesauce, and I don't like it. So yeah, I've got some problems.
Yeah, you won't even allow poop to be in your mouth, not even for a second.
You never said for a second. But yeah,
Well, no,
you're
you
right.
have to swallow it for the money. It'll be warm.
There's no.
It'll be warm.
I'm gonna chill it. What the fuck? No,
I mean, shit in a bag, put it in the freezer. Oh, just for you?
you couldn't eat shit for $90K.
I'd think about it. I don't think I could, but I'd think about
I
it.
might give it a try, but
I'll try it. Whose shit is it? You know?
Yeah, does that matter?
Well, to me, I guess.
Beyonce. Maybe that helps.
I'll eat that for free. if she wants me to.
Yeah.
So, in the Eva Peron epic, she's very successful now. You could say her dreams have come true. She's a successful actress.
Of some kind.
Yeah.
Not her favorite kind.
Making the money. Mm. So, let's now introduce, because we were in like 1943.
All right, so World War II.
Yeah, none of that's come up because Ava's not especially political. She doesn't really care. But let's now introduce the other part of the story, the second most important person, Juan.
Her brother?
Domingo Peron.
Not her brother.
No.
What the fuck?
Just the other Juan.
Just the other one.
Her mom, her dad, her brother, and now her soon-to-be.
Which one? Oh, that one.
That one.
One.
Which one?
Some Juan.
I don't know.
One Love.
Wasn't that your name once on the show?
Like early episode 1, 2, or 3, somewhere in there.
The Hispanic reggae superstar.
Yeah.
So, Juan Peron, he is born in Spain in 1895. His family moves to southern Argentina. He joins the military. He's very charismatic, and he quickly runs up the ranks of the Argentinian military. He marries a woman named Ariela, who dies of cervical cancer.
Oh, that's a bummer.
In 1930, the Argentinian government is being run by what is often called the oligarchy, which is just basically the people that have the most money.
Okay.
They're running a semi-democratic government. Juan Peron, as part of the military, successfully has a military coup that overthrows the government.
Whoa, so this guy just comes in and he takes over the new government.
Well, he's part of the upper military guys who commit the coup.
So
I think he's a major or a colonel. No, he's a general.
So the military's overthrown its own government, and he's a part of this.
It happens constantly.
Yeah.
So I think in America, because our Constitution says we have to have a civilian-run military.
Yeah.
It's all run by voluntary. Like, you can quit the military at any time.
Right.
Other militaries are like, you're in it for life. It's a separate culture.
Or you have to at least put in so many years.
Yeah, where it's mandatory.
Yeah.
So in this case, the military doesn't feel like they're part of the government if they disagree with them politically, and they often just take over.
You know, it's like, if you're going to make me join the military, train me up, and then not let me leave, I'll leave by making you leave. Think about that.
I'll take over your fucking country.
Yeah.
Well, and that's...
Well, now I'm the king. Look at me.
Sort of important, because there's I don't know what they're called. There's a group in America now of retired generals trying to warn the public that a military coup is coming.
From which... What?
America.
But like just the entire military? Or?
There's some upper level generals who agree with the the vote was stolen thing and that Trump should be president.
Oh my God.
So if we go through 2024 and there's another level of like ambiguity about who won, even though that ambiguity is completely fabricated.
Yes.
If it's still agreed upon by a certain group of people, there's a fear that there will be a military coup to instate Trump or whomever.
Whatever.
Yeah, who fucking cares? No. But this is the kind of thing we're talking about.
Move to England.
The
Fuck this place.
Great Depression had fucked up the country. The oligarchy wasn't running things well, and the military actually wanted to create pro-union organizations to support the working class, so they took over the government. It's actually called the September Revolution, and it wasn't even a bloody coup. The military just walked in, and the reigning government was like,
"We give up. Don't kill us."
Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. So at this point, he's actually Colonel Juan Peron. He becomes the Minister of War and the Secretary of Labor. So by World War II, he is one of the most important people in the Argentinian government, which is kind of a bummer because Argentinia's stance on World War II was to be neutral. They didn't pick sides.
Weird.
A lot of that has to do with the fact that
because the government was changing hands
constantly. There's one thing they couldn't decide. The oligarchy was pro-ally. The military was actually full of dudes who were
Nazism?
Nazis
What?
And fascism especially. They fucking loved Mussolini.
That's weird.
Well, Juan Peron, being from Spain, which obviously isn't Italy, but the Spanish government replicated Italian fascism and made Spanish fascism. So he loves fascism. He thinks it's like...
What a weird...
I know, in retrospect now, we see fascism as a bad word, but back then there was a sense that democracy had failed and fascism was the answer to certain people believed that. I think Mussolini and Hitler had certainly convinced a large amount of people of that, and Juan was one of them. He, big Mussolini, big Hitler fan.
What does Juan have to do anything with...
Oh, so I'm just establishing Juan Peron for you here.
Well, why?
Because let me see where the notes.
Like we just did. So we're doing a different people time person all of a sudden.
Well, so I was doing Eva Peron, and she was just so boring. I just switched it.
She's like,
I switched it to a different guy.
She's a failed actress, but then made it big as a voice actor.
Selling soap? You're hawking soap?
So we're gonna now start talking about this other guy, Juan.
So here's what happened.
Yeah.
Because he is the Secretary of Labor, in 1944, there is San Juan is another province of Argentina. They have an enormous earthquake. It's thought now to be between a 7 and an 8 magnitude in a very poor area, kind of like the 2010 Haiti earthquake.
Okay.
Where you have people living in poorly constructed buildings.
Yeah.
And just, I think they think now that like 10,000 people died. It's just horrific.
Just leveled it. Fuck.
Yeah. So Juan, as a part of the government, wanted to do something to, well, obviously they're sending aid to San Juan, but he had this idea where he's like, Buenos Aires is full of a bunch of entertainers and artists. Let me gather a group of them to create a charity so we can get some money to send to San Juan. And he meets Eva Peron. And 24-year-old Eva Maria Eva Duarte and 48-year-old Juan Domingo Peron, love at first sight.
Really?
Oh, baby.
What, they just like lock eyes?
Yeah, they were in like an arena for a charity event. A stadium. Locked eyes from across the place.
This magic moment.
And it was like laser beams.
Brum, brum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Now, in the middle of the field, the laser beams start fucking.
Is this love that I'm feeling?
They both came immediately. Like explosions out of their pants.
Yeah.
Both just like, ah! And then they realized who the other was, and they were like, well, I guess we're fucking now.
Huh.
Guess we're supposed to fuck now.
So they met up at a charity event, and they start talking, and they're like, we both like the same things.
Well, it's said that they were attracted to each other physically, which helps. But she was attracted to his political passion and how
to his fascism.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. He gave her a campaign speech, more or less. She fell for it. He loved her natural charm and beauty, obviously. I think he was also attracted to the idea of being hooked up with one of the most successful entertainers in the area.
90K
certainly an ego.
a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody pooping in anybody's mouth. She made that through soap money.
Yeah.
He was impressed with that. There's not an honest depiction of this moment, because most people who tell this story tell it from a propaganda standpoint where they're like, yeah, it was love at first sight. How much of it was just...
Maybe just he grabbed her ass and she slapped him. He was like, excuse me, sir. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then she's like, it's okay.
You are handsome.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I didn't see it first. You might have been ugly. That's usually who grabs my ass is ugly people.
But I like your hands.
But as long as your name's not Juan, because I'm sick of meeting
Every
Juan.
fucking person I know is named Juan.
My brother's name is Juan. His brother's name is Juan.
Yeah.
This city that we're doing a charity for, San Juan. Did you know that?
Has anyone put this together? Am I crazy?
So I'm sure your name's, not Juan. I'm being exaggerating too much. So what is your name? Juan. Ah!
I have to fuck another Juan? Another Juan?
Another Juan.
Damn it.
Just want someone to love me.
Someone to care. I don't know, if it was just, they just liked each other and started dating and it escalated, or if it was legitimately, as people like to describe, love at first sight. Which, I'm fine with that concept. I just don't know if it happened in this case. I think they're both just very opportunistic people. They're both very powerful.
Yeah.
They saw an opportunity in making each other more powerful via fucking.
Yeah.
That's my thought. But she, because she is so successful radio-wise, and he is very into government propaganda now that he's part of...
Into it, like he likes to create it, or he likes to...
Well, government propaganda is like one of the cornerstones of fascism.
Yeah.
You tell people what to think because you know better.
Right.
So... Since he's a part of the government wanted state-funded entertainment, and
he's like, I happen to know somebody.
I happen to know this bitch that
I've been bucking.
Yeah, she's here. She's right there. She's another one.
She's like, her name's not Juan. No, like, oh, maybe that's a deal breaker. No, she's cool. Trust me.
I've only ever worked with Juanas. I don't know about what. How do you even pronounce it? Eva. Ugh. Gross. Well, the first government project that she gets for the radio is People Time.
What?
I think we've done this before.
What?
Where people we have do a version of People Time. We get all stoked. She did something called Heroines of History, which was...
But she did People Time!
She did People Time. She probably talked less about pooping in mouths.
Penises and stuff.
Yeah. Not all, but less.
Yeah.
There's probably some.
Of course.
You put a microphone in front of a human being, there's predictable behavior.
Poop comes out.
Yeah. But she did basically what we do. She goes,
your mouth.
Heroines of History! Oh, yeah!
Yeah. I'm Eva, and welcome to... What was the name of her thing again?
Heroines of History.
Heroines of History! On our today's episode, we're going to be learning about some of the greatest influential figures in history.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool. Obviously, People Time's not an original thought. It's been done constantly throughout history, but that's always fun when you run into another...
It's always fun when that happens.
Yeah.
She actually, we haven't done any of the people she did. She did Cleopatra, Elizabeth I.
On the list.
She did the last Tsarina, who we did talk about in the Rasputin episode.
Oh, yeah.
Alexandra Feodorovna.
I don't know what that is.
She's one of the Tsars, she's part of that family. The ones that all fucking got shot.
Alexandra, the wife of the Tsar?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That whole family that got murked.
The one who let in fucking Rasputin? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Who was weirdly attracted to his just unbathed,
gross
strange...
beard.
And I think we talked in that episode that he must have had an incredible dick. Something.
I don't know what made that guy. Because even if it's incredible, it's probably stinky, though.
It's unwashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smells like dick in here, and he hasn't even entered the room yet. And you're like, "It's all." You guys smell that? And then he walks in. You're like, "I smelled that from outside the room, man."
What the hell is that?
It smells like gross dick.
It smells like ball cheese. It's been fermented for a long time.
And I'm lactose intolerant, sir. You need to leave. But that's not what happened. They let him in. They're like, "Come on in."
And then, yeah, he fucked their kids, presumably, etc., etc. Terrible, terrible man. Maybe Sarina deserved to get fucking shot in the head. I mean, not our kids, but maybe her. That's okay with me.
Sure.
All right. That is actually Ava's final thoughts on that episode. She's like, that bitch deserved it. But, yeah, so these radio productions were historical in nature, but they were
propaganda.
Mostly propaganda.
So they're fake
the
shit?
Angle. Well, they would
just
tell
shedding
stories
light on the bad parts.
They would still tell stories about how loyal to government is the highest ideal.
Gotcha.
And that kind of
Had an angle. We don't have an angle.
Well,
we have a little bit of opinionated.
I mean,
fuck these people.
I don't think you know this because I haven't been sharing the money with you, but the government has been paying me to keep People Time going as a way to distract the population that they are putting fluoride in our drinking water.
There's money?
It's not a lot of money. It's not like shit in your mouth money.
Not shit in your mouth money.
Not shit.
Is it at least half shit in your mouth money?
No, I buy like a pack of cigarettes every week with it.
Should I?
I'll share it with you, but it will be less than a pack of cigarettes.
About half a pack of cigarettes.
A pack of cigarettes.
So you get a pack of cigarettes about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. But if anyone was curious why People Time even exists at all, it's to distract you from the fact that there's fluoride in the water.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I just fucked it up.
I didn't know we had an angle. Oh, I feel gross.
You should. You haven't even been being paid for that.
I guess I feel a little bit better that I was not in the know, tricking these people all this time. So,
but just remember, trust your government. Drink the water. There's absolutely no reason they put fluoride in it. It is there.
Makes your teeth whiter.
Let's never bring it up again.
I feel like I'm fighting for the propaganda side. It's great for you.
It's good for your teeth.
Teeth white. My teeth need more fluoride.
What do you want? Have a gross mouth like Rasputin or some Englishman?
Ugh.
Sick.
Wash your dick with some more fluoride in the water.
Do you want to have a shinier dick? Wash your dick with drinking water. That's the whole point of this show. What do we got here? Let's see. Oh, okay. So after this, Juan starts giving a bunch of political talks
to Juan?
The people. Peron.
Okay, I know. I'm sorry.
He's the only Juan I'm going to talk about anymore.
Promise.
Just suffice it to say, everyone else in the story is also named Juan. It's just he's the only one I'm talking about.
I don't even know if there's if Juan is actually 5 guys that we just combined into one.
like the Power Rangers? And they become the giant machine and fight Godzilla every week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a powerful one. It's a big one. Juan actually started giving a bunch of political talks to unions. He was a very pro-union guy. And he started running for public offices, and he designed his own, basically, political party by going to unions and saying that, I don't have a direct quote here, but he creates what's called Peronism. It's a political party named after him.
Right.
In which it is fascist. It is nationalist. Fascism is very nationalistic.
This is a terrible person.
But it has elements of populism and pro-labor unions in it. So it's all about the people, the workers' rights anyway, the way communism is portrays itself as.
Where is he from again? Juan?
He was born in Spain, raised in Argentina.
And he's a nationalist?
Yeah.
How does that work out? The only people that deserve to be here are people who were born here. And me.
And me.
My name's Juan, so come on, guys. It's
exactly
basically like I was born here.
Hitler saying, only trust blonde, blue-eyed people.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, fascism doesn't make sense. But it is Peronism is hyper anti-capitalist and anti-communist.
Yeah.
So he created this whole cult around him of people. He really mirrored himself after Mussolini. And the reason the reason I'm talking about this at all is because Eva and Peron are dating now publicly, and they're fucking.
And she's totally cool with all this.
She is a full Peronist.
Ugh.
Yeah, she loves it.
Are we doing bad guys?
Oh, this is a bad guy.
Is Eva a bad guy?
Yeah, Eva's a bad guy. She's not as bad as... I mean, she's not John Wilkes Booth and Rasputin. She didn't kill anybody, but she's just a selfish, know-nothing opportunist.
Okay.
But the story is interesting in how that gets defined.
Of course.
So, from here on out, working for this new political leader, Eva just does propaganda. She makes propaganda movies, radio programs. She does star in a handful of non-propaganda movies, but they don't do well.
So the only ones that are doing well are the ones. Well. Yeah. So she's not a good actress.
No.
And it's just to sell the propaganda is what's...
And it's her face. Like, everybody in Argentina already is aware of her from her radio programs. And now her association with Juan Peron, everyone knows her. So like, oh, she's the bitch I buy soap from. I could probably buy fascism.
Oh.
Why not? She's pretty. She's blonde. That's great. Everyone loves a blonde. Whore.
I was ready for this to be like Ava then backstabs Juan and it's all great, but we're doing a bad guy. Okay.
Basically I think we're doing a bad guy because disconnected from history, we know now that fascism is just a bad idea.
Yeah. It's not...
But back then there was a lot of talk because there was the American Fascist Party up until I think like the fucking 70s.
Really? Oh.
So I think the idea is how much trust should you put in the people to make their own political decisions, or how much you should make decisions for them, both economically and politically.
Seems like
fascism is basically, I will tell you what to do because I know best for you.
I mean, that kind of seems how it is anyways, even without fascism, right?
But then, yeah, American Republican democracy is full of propaganda, and it's underrepresented the working class as is. So it's all the sixes.
Yeah,
we're all serfs in a never-ending monarchy.
Oh, this is depressing. I'm glad we've done this episode.
It's just titles. You're all slaves. Buy soap. Buy it or else. Yeah, she makes a bunch of shit. Juan actually nationalizes the only film studio in Buenos Aires, closes all the other film studios, and Eva is now president of the film studio in Argentina.
Now you're the best actress. If I get rid of all the other ones, then you are, by default, you're the best actress.
If you fire everyone, you're the only actress.
You're the best.
The greatest actress in Argentina. She's like, I know it's about goddamn time.
And then she starts acting in front of him. It's like, no, that's enough. That's good.
Please.
Just on film. We want to capture it, honey.
Please, God, stop.
But I have to go do some other work, so you go capture it by yourself when these other people have to watch you and tell you that you're amazing.
Not me. Not this one. I don't want it.
Like, Doth, I must go. Thank you, my husband. And he's like, why are you talking? Okay, good, go.
Please stop.
Go ahead, I will.
Okay, you're the president. Okay.
She's the only actress in Argentina, and she's still the worst.
I'd rather someone shit in my mouth than watch that again. The president of the film industry.
I'm ready for my close-up. He's just walking away like, oh my god.
Oh my god. She's lucky she's hot. Fuck. Well, the Peronist political party just kept getting bigger and bigger. And Juan and Eva's faces were used to advertise the party, physically on like posters and shit. So they became just political faces. In March of 1945, World War II was wrapping up. It was 1 month before the Germans surrender. And that is when the Argentinian government decides to ally themselves with the Allies.
So they they go with the Allies?
A month before.
But then they let all the defectors from Nazi Germany come over?
Yeah, but that was a secret.
Oh.
People did not know that. Not for a minute.
The Argentine government didn't know that, or other people didn't know that?
Oh, yeah. Other countries didn't know that Argentina had... They're called rat lines, where the Nazis got into Argentina.
Which is ironic because it's like a lot like, the Jewish people had to like escape through different means of, hiding and running through different kind of
different underground railroads.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it ends up with these Germans who were afraid of some pretty intense
repercussions.
Yeah.
From their actions.
In the war.
There are a lot of dudes who just did not want to.
And a lot got to Argentina, a ton.
A ton? Yeah. Actually, the most of all Nazis that ran somewhere, most went to Argentina.
Right. And even rumors that Hitler didn't die and he made it to Argentina.
Yeah, that's actually part of this story.
Oh, fuck.
Kinda. Well, so here's what happened. The government sided with the Allies because they knew who was going to win, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to look good in public. But Argentina is so full of people who are sympathetic of the Nazis that there were, and Mussolini, there were straight up protests and riots about the government siding with the Allies.
Oh my God.
And it was Peron who went up, gave a bunch of speeches that riled up the people about how the Allies never should have won, go fascism, go Peronism, and he gathered up these people to fight for that cause, and they burned a bunch of buildings down, and it was...
But he's in government?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, burn those government buildings, but these ones, not the ones I'm in. Get these.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because he's not president.
Yeah.
So when there's a military coup, they assign a president, and that president is a general.
Yeah.
So it's usually the general that's heading the coup. He was just part of the military that created the coup after
they gave him some government position.
Yeah, and they were pretty high up positions, but because he's creating his own political party, he's now separating himself from the military coup that he created or was a part of.
Right.
And yeah, it's all very. It is a shit fuck. Situation over there.
I did not see that coming. I used the overused pun. I'm sorry.
I've been stalling on that one.
It was what was in fascism at the time.
Oh, that was nice. I didn't see that one coming, actually.
Not see that one coming? Did you say it again? Or did you say the actual words?
I don't remember. I'm not very punny, so I don't ever know if one's coming. Yeah. That's all I got.
I don't have any more. I tried. My brain... it was a lot of brain power to get to that one.
Yeah. But now my brain's just being like, Churchill. I can't... What am I going to do with that? Eisenhower?
Those are hard names.
Damn it. So, because Peron... gives all these speeches to the riled up public, basically saying we don't agree with the government, siding with the Allies. That government then insisted he resign.
Oh yeah, they're
from his government positions.
Quit trying to go against us. Resign.
Well, dude, we have to align with the Allies. You want us to align with the country that's currently burned the fuck down?
Yeah, it sounds like he's obviously just going to make him look good, and the other
it's for his own shit.
Bad, but I do find
it's
it funny.
Better for Argentina.
Yeah. I do find it funny that the government was like, well, they're definitely losing. We're on the Allies' side. Woohoo!
And that, too, they waited until a month where everybody, within a month of the end of the war, everybody already knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So they were even late for that. They were still, fingers crossed, like, Hitler will come up with something. Oh. Please, God.
Okay, it's getting a little too close. We don't look bad, so let's just, we're on your guys' side. Winners, good job.
We love France and stuff.
Oh.
Fuck. Do you think we can play this off? Just be cool. We can play this off. We love you guys. We love it. Democracy and stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. That's cool. Juan, would you knock it off? We're trying to do a different thing now.
And then 80 Juans turn on. What, talking to me? Which one were you wanting?
Which?
To talk to.
Which one of us?
Such a dumb pun, and I'm going to abuse the shit out of it.
We are kicking that horse so hard.
Yeah.
That Juan corpse. that Juan horse corpse.
So stupid. It's so bad. I shouldn't be laughing this hard.
Well, okay. I hope there isn't a dabbler out there whose name is Juan, because he has heard this his whole life.
Oh, that poor bastard.
Like, yeah. I don't want to say my real name. I mean, I could. We just don't.
Yeah.
As a kid, there's just those little jokes
You've heard it every time.
that you've heard for your whole fucking life that you just do not want to hear again.
Whenever someone says, you look at me still,
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I kind of want to rip your throat out with my teeth.
Not because it's a mean joke or because
No,
it's
exactly. That's the thing is it's not actually
because it's
hurtful.
so unoriginal, and I've heard it a billion times. Yeah.
And it's everybody always goes, have you heard that? It's funny. Have you heard that? It's funny. Yeah, I've heard it.
The one I always got when I was a kid was like Marv, like as in Home Alone. I'm like, yeah, I was actually in Home Alone. That's jackass.
I am the man who tried to murder Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Is that funny to you? I'll try and murder your child too. I bet he's not as clever.
Yeah.
And I will succeed.
When someone might be named Michael, and they're like Mike Tyson. That's like what you're saying to me, but I am Mike Tyson in this case, but I'm Marv from Home Alone.
Yeah. I'll make your wife a widow. I'll bite your ear off. That's my Mike Tyson impression.
I had to say Mike Tyson. I used to I think he was kind of a bit of a douche, but I think he's like chilled the fuck out. Like he's cool as hell.
I hate to admit that where I got this, but his Joe Rogan podcast episode is fucking great.
Good? Dude, he seems like he's a badass. He went from being...
He's well-read.
Egotistical.
He knows a lot about philosophy.
Yeah.
He's a very interesting dude.
I think he's cool.
I don't like to listen to the Joe Rogan podcasts anymore. But that episode, if you're going to check it out...
Sounds like there's a story there.
I just fucking hate Joe Rogan now.
Just do now? Just something happened?
You haven't heard? That's not super important.
I don't listen to Joe Rogan, so I don't know.
It's sort of the same thing with like Dave Chappelle, where I'm just like...
Oh, is he doing the same shit?
Well, they're from different angles. It's just Joe is being very obnoxious about COVID, and Dave Chappelle is established himself quite clearly as anti-trans.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just not the time for that.
Go listen to Marsha P. Johnson.
Yeah, go listen to our episode on Marsha P. Johnson and get a vaccination, then shut your goddamn Juan mouth. See, and that didn't even work, Juan. I'm talking directly to you. I'm not even making a pun. See how I said pun? Do you like that, Juan? Do you like that, Juan? Get vaccinated.
Con, we move on.
Man, that is, I get so worked up. So dumb. All right. So Juan Peron, fucking with his own government, creating a new political party.
Yeah.
Insisting that the Allies should have lost and Argentina should not align themselves with the Allies. So the government says, well, you need to resign from your positions. He says no, so they fucking promptly put him in jail.
Oh, they threw him in jail?
In jail.
What?
So October 17th of 1945, there are massive riots by the working class and people who call themselves Peronists. Yeah.
Oh.
Insisting for Peron's release. There is... Huh?
Sorry. Just more stupid puns.
More Juan jokes?
Yeah. Free everyone.
Yeah.
Free them all. Free Juan.
They could have actually chanted that. Yeah. Because a lot of those political chants are always kind of cheeky like that. Yeah. I can't remember any right now, but
yeah.
Haven't been to a protest in a long time.
Yeah.
There is a myth that Evita, I have to make sure to say that it's a myth. There's a myth that Evita, I'm calling her Evita now because Eva and Evita are interchangeable, but she embraces the name Evita when she is seen as the wife of the head Peronist.
Right.
So there's a myth that she went to different union leaders and sparked this riot. It's untrue. She was in the riot, but there's a lot of propaganda that she caused the riot to get Juan out of prison. But
try to make her seem more important in that specific
involved.
Riot.
Yeah, because she's really not a political person. She's just not. But either way, the riots were so enormous that they did actually release him from jail. It'd only been like 2 weeks.
Whoa.
But it was October the 17th of 1945, which is actually now still a holiday in Argentina called Loyalty Day.
Loyal to Juan?
Yeah, loyal to Peronism, at least.
What? Is Peronism still a thing today?
It got banned and then came back. I think it's not banned anymore, but not popular, I don't think. Because it is fascism.
Right.
And people don't super like that word right now.
Yeah.
And I know that right now Argentina is
Control
like us.
me.
It's a Republican democracy.
Yeah.
So, just Juan Peron's release from prison is called Loyalty Day. And he went out and gave a speech with Eva at his side. And it sort of had, like, for their supporters, almost a religious experience where they insisted on the release of their guy. And he appeared, and there's the woman at his right hand. And during the speech, she referred to the crowd as the descamisados, which means shirtless ones, which is an expression in Argentina when it means poor working class.
Right.
And so they established a connection between the poor working class.
Have I heard this before? I've heard something similar. Not this story, but a very similar thing where it's like they address the poor people and give them like kind of it was Gandhi, which is a weird reference to make.
Oh.
Gandhi referenced his supporters with some specific name.
Oh, I just ringing a bell, but I can't remember what it was.
They were really poor, and he gave them some sort of... I think his was a lot more kind of a spiritual based type of thing, but anyways.
Well, that's what's interesting about Peronism is whether or not people admitted it, there's a religious aspect to it.
It's a cult.
It's culty.
Yeah.
Where they start to believe that all of the problems in Argentina can be solved by one guy who has all the ideas.
By one guy.
By one gentleman.
I'm so sorry.
Along with one female companion.
Right.
Whose name is Eva.
Right. It's
not Juan.
No.
No.
But she came from a Juan and a Juana.
She did.
Juanita? What was her mom's name?
Juana.
Juana. Yeah.
A Juan and a Juana make a Tua, which is Evita.
Yeah.
I hate everything. Well, thus is born Los Descamisados, which is the shirtless ones. And Juan runs for president. That's actually probably why he was stirring the pot, so he could throw himself in
Sure.
to the presidential race. He wins.
He wins?
And he's president of Argentina.
Yeah.
And throws out all the government people that fuck with him. He creates his own fascist situation, puts her in charge of a bunch of shit, and she lives in luxury, just giving speeches to poor people about how Juan is going to save the country.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. And to his credit, I don't know maybe how much credit he deserves, but Argentina did have a crazy economic booms after the war. There was war credits, which of course America also benefited from that kind of thing. And pro-union policies, which is part of Peronism, made for a better workforce. So they started exploiting the natural resources there, and the country was actually financially great.
Weird.
Peronism works.
And they're like,
worship your political leaders.
We're going to reconnect with our old buddies who were friends with the Germans, which were the Japanese, and then we're going to make wontons, which are wands, a ton of wands. Wontons.
Get the sauce with him, with the wonton.
We gotta.
Whatever that red sauce is.
It's good.
I don't know what it's. Sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour sauce.
So the government's, the country's doing successfully well.
Well, I mean, the working class were making more money.
Yeah.
And the economy was booming. Everybody.
Fascism works. See, told you.
There it is. It really does.
What happens after that?
Eva becomes the Minister of Labor.
What is that?
It's just it's a staff position, like
I'm gonna watch you guys labor.
Well, labor being like what government involvement in industry is.
Yeah.
And in fascism, the government owns industry.
All of it.
So she's in charge of like all the pro-union stuff and overseeing resource management. But she doesn't actually do that. All she does is she uses the office to create like she just sort of becomes the charity lady.
She's like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to show you guys how to work by acting out your parts. So
she should not be teaching acting classes.
She's like, you shovel the coal.
She's awful.
Now I'll be you and you tell me.
Now take a picture.
I'm shoveling the coal like this. Do you see? This is how you do this job. And they're like, why are you half singing, half...
Married to the president, we can't do anything about this, right? We just have to let her go.
We know how to do the coal part. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Evita. Oh, so great. Thank you. Get the
like this, right? See, I did it. No,
okay.
You can go. You can go.
Get her out. No, what she really does is, you know me, I think it's for attention.
Yeah.
But it might be legitimate. She sets up an office in the Ministry of Labor. Essentially, people come to her. She sits behind a podium, and of course, this is all recorded. And they ask for stuff, and if they're descamistados, she gives it to them.
Can I have wontons?
Like an old woman is like, my house burned down. I need a house, and Ava's like, get her a house.
You over there. Yeah, go get her a house.
Oh yeah, she had secretaries, and she's like, get her a house. Or someone would come and be like, I want my child to be well educated. Please pay for their schooling. And she'd be like, all right, get this guy a check.
So is there any resistance against this type of government that they're running now? Like you said, there's a lot of propaganda and stuff. Was it all just propaganda that was favorable to them, or was there like? Oh, because you said that she was like a whore.
There were rival political parties. There were Democratic parties and a Communist Party. That's how they framed her as a whore who slept her way to the top, and that this charity stuff was just for show, and that Peronism was what we think of it as now, which is just fascism, which is just hero cults that don't really work when the tires hit the road.
Right.
But the whole whore thing, that's where that comes from.
Oh, okay.
I disagree with that interpretation, but I do, because I'm a cynic, think that the whole charity thing was just for her own fucking ego.
Yeah.
And to make the party look like it gives a shit about the people.
Right.
Because they didn't, I don't know, they create housing projects and stuff, but that's also kind of necessary at a certain point for exploited communities. I don't think that really represents Peronism.
Right.
Anyway, that's what she does. However, dressing very lavish, wearing a lot of gold and jewelry. And really expensive dresses all the time.
My house burned down. And she's like, I don't know what that's like, so...
I've always had a large house. Each one is very large.
You know, we've already helped a lot of people's houses that have been burned down today. You can figure this one out on your own.
It's getting close to 5. Do we just have a box we can give her? Get out. Get out! The next thing that happens to her is a very highly publicized European tour. It's actually designed to look like a political, let's support Juan Peron parade through Europe.
Oh.
But most of the leadership in Europe don't want to fucking hear from a fascist. So he doesn't leave. She goes. She sort of goes to certain people that would take her. The leader of Spain and the Pope was actually sympathetic to them. Yeah, the Pope fucking loved the Nazis. I
didn't know that. He did?
Yeah, this one, Pope the 21st, was actually, he was pro-Nazi. Or he was a Nazi sympathizer who did allow Jews to be taken from the Vatican to Auschwitz.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah. So
I'm also not surprised, actually. I mean, I am surprised, but
Well, I'm surprised there are any Jewish people in the Vatican, but when there was, and the Nazis came and asked for them, the Pope was like, they're not Christian.
Right there. I could see them right over there. Grab them. Yeah.
They are not Christian. Get them out.
Yeah.
So that is documented. But it is now believed that she actually just made this European trip to, take a bunch of stolen money from... Well, I'll explain where the money comes from, but it's to take it to Switzerland in one of those, secret bank accounts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then to also establish what we were talking about before, the Nazi rat lines.
So she's actually she's establishing them?
She's...
Or helping...
Piecing them together, helping create them.
Weird. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, there's no reason for her to go on a pro-Peron tour in Europe. It doesn't make any sense. So it's thought that it's that money thing, but we also know that the rat lines were being more established at this same time period.
What year are we in? 40?
Shortly after, so
45,
46, 47.
One of the ones who were in hiding for a little bit of while, trying to find where to go and what their escape was going to be.
Yeah.
Then she comes along and is like...
a lot of them went and hid in Switzerland. They hid in Spain. They hid in Italy.
Yeah.
And those were the places she went on this tour, this pro-Peron tour.
That's crazy.
Because France and England didn't want to fucking talk to her.
Yeah.
Nobody in Germany wanted to talk to her because they were sick of everything that just happened. So she only went to the places that they liked her, which also happens to be where all the Nazis were hiding. Because what we do know is that the Nazi rat lines were hella all fled right into Argentina.
Yeah.
There is now known thousands of them. I mean, Peron actually set up a government office called the Immigration Commission, which was explicitly to coordinate Nazis to come hide in Argentina.
Right.
Some of the bigger names you might be familiar with that this asshole and his asshole wife allowed to live in peace is Adolf Eichmann, who is often considered the architect of the Holocaust. He lived in Argentina peacefully until 1950 before being captured by the Israeli Mossad, which is actually a pretty interesting story.
Oh.
Joseph Mengele, who was the... you ever heard of him?
Better watch yourself.
Mengele.
Yeah.
Because he was the guy who at Auschwitz would like take twins and put one in boiling water and one in ice water to see if the other could feel it.
I did not know about this guy.
Well, he's a scientist, so he had really smart thoughts. Like, what if I torture one twin? Does the other twin know about it?
And he thought, okay.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, my friend who's a scientist explained that you and I, we're not great with the math stuff and the science stuff.
Yeah.
Joseph Mengele is a doctor and a scientist.
No.
So when he takes a spoon and pops a kid's eye out to see if his twin's eyes adjust, I mean...
That's pretty awful. It's not science.
I didn't finish college.
I think
so I don't know what is and isn't science.
I feel comfortable in my own stupidity of still knowing that that's the thing, man. Nazis really did do a lot of crazy experiments because the only way you would be able to actually do those experiments for the most part would be you're doing something horrible to somebody, or
well, you have to dehumanize
immoral,
them. You have to actually believe that they have no inherent value other than what you do to them, which is which is the main takeaway for why fascism is bad. Because the people, it's not about individualization or culture or religion. It's about what can the people do to make the machine work.
I watched V for Vendetta.
There you go. Who's the guy in that? The one in the movie that was gay that they killed?
Oh yeah, it's
but in real life is a badass.
Yeah, he's like one of my
Stephen Fry.
Yeah, he's like one of my favorite people. Stephen Fry. Yeah,
great movie, great man.
I love Stephen Fry.
Yeah, and Natalie
Portman.
Natalie Star Wars. She's pretty cool too.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot about her.
And the guy from speaking of the Matrix, he was the one who played V. Was Agent Smith? But
is it?
Yeah, he's the one behind the mask the whole time, so you never see his face. But same actor.
The voice?
Yeah, Agent Smith.
I never put that together because
Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I'm the most familiar with. But V has an English accent, so I didn't put that together.
He's also in Lord of the Rings.
He's Elrond.
He's
Elrond the Wise.
Yeah.
My mind is literally blown. Do you know Elrond's brother chose to be mortal for a woman, and he established Numenor?
Nerd.
Yeah, that's true. All right. And then I'm harping on this point because that really pisses me off. You got Josef Schwamberger, who was an executioner in the Holocaust. Oh, wait, actually, Josef Mengele was never caught or tried for his crimes. He died in Buenos Aires of an accidental drowning in 1979. That's Juan Peron's fault and Eva Peron's fault. Josef Schwamberger, a Holocaust executioner, he was arrested in Buenos Aires in 1990 and was tried to life in prison in Germany. He died in 2004.
1990, though. That means he was pretty much free for...
A long time.
Yeah, 40, 50 years almost.
One of the more interesting and public guys, Eric Priebeck. Sorry, it's Priebeck. I don't know how to pronounce German. Fucking... Honestly... If I'm being sensitive, I'll try, but when you're a Nazi, I don't fucking care.
Right.
He organized a massacre of 335 Italian citizens in 1938, and he lived peacefully in Argentina until, this is great, in 1994, an ABC News team tracked him down.
For real?
In the street and said, "Hello, are you Eric Priebeck?" And he took a minute and he's like, "Yeah." And they were like, "So you are former SS, former Gestapo?" And he went, "Yeah." And they were like, "So you organized this massacre, such and such and such?" And he just went on to be like, "Look, it was 1938, it was a different time. I was following orders. I didn't kill civilians, they were terrorists. And I didn't kill children, they were terrorists."
Oh, boy.
And because of this, he was extradited to Italy and put on trial.
Yeah.
Because he was elderly, he didn't actually ever go to prison, but he lived in house arrest until 2013. So,
why does the elderly have to matter? Just because he has to be taken care of and shit? Like he's that old?
I mean, we don't have that sense in America, so I think we're a little bit harder about prisoners, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you're old and pathetic looking and you stand in front of a trial, everyone goes, "Let's just let him, just don't let him leave the house."
You know, it's weird.
It's a very European softness where we see an old guy and we're like, throw his ass in the back of the cell.
I guess that's where he lives now until he dies. Like, I don't care.
Maybe if we put him in the far corner and we don't feed him, he'll die quicker.
I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it too much. But like, even like seeing when Bill Cosby was going on trial and shit, like that guy looked like fucking hell.
He was legally blind. And,
yeah, and I was like, yeah, whatever. If he raped women, though, so yeah, I guess he dies in prison. Oh,
I was still hoping that as soon as he got, he'll be thrown into general pop and immediately raped.
Yeah,
that's what I hoped would happen to him. I actively hoped an elderly man would be anally raped.
Yeah.
So different cultures.
So sometimes, I think what we've learned here is the world's not always black and white. It's just there's a lot of gray.
It's all shades of rape.
Well,
it's all shades of rape.
Yeah,
where if you're a war criminal in the 90s in Italy, they'll take it easy on you. And to be fair, in America, Bill Cosby's free.
Yeah.
They let his ass out, too.
But that wasn't the case originally. Not at first.
God, I wish he had died in there alone. Yeah. So this is all due to Juan Peron and Eva Peron creating these rat lines and allowing the Nazis. We were talking about Hitler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Officially, the American government were pretty much like, Hitler put a bullet in his head, but there was that little percentage of doubt where they figured if he had lived, he would have gone to Argentina,
right?
Most likely. So if you've seen those pictures of Hitler, like with a beard or with a shaved head, those are the CIA pictures that they used to try and find Hitler if he was in a disguise. It's from a task force the CIA created to hunt him down in Argentina, because they assumed if he made it out, that's where he would go, because the CIA understood the pro-Nazi culture that Peronism created.
So our own government said he was dead, but there might have been some doubts if that was confirmed, so they made a backup just in case.
Well, so it's because the Soviets found the bunker, and there's disputed stories about because some whatever Soviet patrol found him said that by orders they burned his body. And so then, of course, when you're American and you talk to a Soviet, you just assume they're lying to you.
Right.
And because we didn't get the body and because we couldn't do DNA, there was some doubt.
Okay.
There was some doubt. Fuck, I have no idea. I would, honestly, the way the world is bizarre, I would not be surprised if Hitler made it out and lived peacefully in Argentina. I don't personally think so.
Maybe.
I think the coward put a bullet in his head, but it's certainly possible. Only possible because of Peronism and this little bitch who just wanted to sell soap.
Bitch.
It's not even what she wanted to do. She
wanted to act. She couldn't.
She's terrible at it. And so instead she just aligned herself with Nazis.
Matter of fact, they tried to put her on a soap commercial and it just didn't work. She was like,
"Oh, this is so hard to watch.
Buy soap now today." They're like, why are you even reading the lines? We have the lines.
Say it like a person.
Buy soap today. Like, there's a lot of... you hear my ups and downs, guys? You hear how the peaks and valleys? That's what an actress does.
Can you read the card, though? Like, you're actually making up your own lines.
Soap make horny me. Let's buy. See?
I think we can actually work with that one.
The public...
I think we can actually work with that one.
Sounds like Charlie, like, reading it.
Yeah, it does. Oh, man. So, the other great thing is, if you want to know, the Argentinian government took payment for these rat lines via golden jewelry. Which, if you're wondering where the Nazis got golden jewelry from...
I see.
Stolen from Holocaust victims.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure everybody knew that.
Yeah.
Eva also may or may not have had an affair with an SS officer who was part of this rat line. There's a lot of rumors about that, but I couldn't prove it. There you go. Later on, Peron actually publicly comes out against the Nuremberg trials. So these are the kind of people we're talking about.
Assholes.
Okay, moving on from the Nazi
tell
thing.
people about the Nuremberg in a very simple... It's the trials after the war for war crimes.
Yeah, so...
I figure most people probably know that, but just in case you heard that and were like, what's that?
Let me find the quote.
So he was
here.
against, basically, Nazis getting tried for war crimes.
Yeah, so the Nuremberg trials were set off by the capture of Adolf Eichmann in Argentina.
He was the first one to, like...
He was the biggest name, so sort of framed around that, but there were 50 dudes, I think. Only a few of them actually got charged, and I think only 13 of them were hung. Eichmann is one of them. But that's what, the Nuremberg trials are that. Sort of the global public, or at least the European governments, trying to hold Nazis accountable for war crimes.
Yeah.
It didn't actually go super well. A quote from Juan Peron about the Nuremberg trials. In Nuremberg, at that time, something was taking place that I personally considered a disgrace and an unfortunate lesson for the future of humanity. I became certain that the Argentine people also considered the Nuremberg process a disgrace, unworthy of the victors who behaved as if they hadn't been victorious. Now we realize that the Allies deserved to lose the war.
Okay. War. Oh, sure. Okay. You know what I don't get? And maybe there's probably actually an easy answer to this, but I get that he's like romanticized and even glorified fascism, but it's so weird to me because it all has to be just like fascism is what I would want to rule like as if I was going to be some sort of political leader.
Dictator.
Because I don't really give a fuck about what's going on with Germany and what they're doing, if they're winning or losing, because it really doesn't affect too much what's going on over here, at least, at this point.
For me.
But if I can somehow sell this idea and get up to the point where I want to be the head of some political party and then become president or whatever it's called, and then that would be what I want all these idiots to follow because I have the most power. And like, let's go and bring some Germans over and we'll keep up the charade. Like, it's just crazy to me to think though, like, yay, Italy and Germany, who is fascist, and they're ruling their countries that way. Like, what do you give a fuck for? I don't know. It's just weird.
I mean, obviously at some point some personal preference about how to rule comes in, but then I think once it's more about personal empowerment and propaganda, then everything just gets lost.
Yeah, trick your people, but I don't give a fuck what... I'm only doing it for my sake.
Yeah. I'll support unions in as much as they support me.
Yeah.
It's not actually about personal power.
Yeah. Anyways, weird. It's
For
just a
them,
weird,
anyway.
dumb thought.
Well, one, not everything is awful that he did. In 1949, he allowed women to vote.
Well, for what,
1947.
Wow.
And then in 1949, he, along with Eva, who he made her the leader of it, they made the Peronist Women's Party. And a quote from her is that our movement is inspired theoretically and doctrinally by Peron's words. To be a Peronist is for a woman to be loyal and to have blind confidence in Peron.
Well, yeah, if you're going to allow women to vote, you got to make sure that they only vote for you.
Stay in line, bitch.
Yeah.
Stay in line.
Oh, man. Be loyal to me or suffer the consequences. Now go vote.
That's really what it is.
I wonder who you're going to vote for.
Exactly. So, yes, he allowed women to vote. because it gave him votes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which I think is why women got the vote everywhere. Unfortunately, everybody sort of twisted that way, where they just assume that women would vote for who their husbands tell them to.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Huh.
Just like,
I think France was the first one to let women vote
I don't know.
in their country. I think it was France.
I don't actually know.
No, it's somewhere in Europe.
We have not done a suffragette.
Yeah, I want to say it was in the 1800s, France.
People time is not.
But anyways,
in a suffragette city.
yeah, but actually we got a couple people on the list to do for women's suffrage. And
So many.
yeah,
There's so many goddamn People Time episodes that
they're pending.
that exist in the ether that we
Yeah.
just have to grab.
Not with consent.
I will ask first, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
So that was a stupid, poor joke.
I'm not very good at asking for consent from the ether. With a physical woman, I actually probably ask too much, and then it's not sexy anymore.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Is this okay?
Okay.
Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this
I
okay?
said
Is
yes.
this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Are you comfortable? Are you having a good time? Is it nice for you? Are you having
know
a
what?
fine
I'm gonna
time? Am I
go.
good? Is my dick big enough? Is it too small? Is it too fat? Is this okay? Is this okay?
It's not okay anymore.
I have had sex successfully 3.5 times in my life.
Oh,
Yep, got all the way through the end there with all my begging and checking in.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been several years.
How was it?
That's not that great.
I don't know what all the
very-
hubbub's about.
It's very exhausting. It's very exhausting. So, Eva becomes a daily presence in the news, where she makes sure to be in the news every day to cut the ribbon to dedicate a building, or go to a factory and hold up a new product, or go to a poor neighborhood and hand out food. She just wanted to make sure that she was always a part of that. She was...
So that's very J. Edgar Hoover-esque. It's trying to put yourself in the public's eye and media as much as possible.
Yep, stay in the conversation.
You know?
Always try to frame yourself as the hero, but be in the conversation. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
'Cause you can twist people however you want. You just got to make sure they're thinking about you.
Yeah.
That's what People Time does.
Yeah, we're always in the media.
We're such a constant presence that
Uh,
we're just trying to manipulate the dabblers into going to war for us.
People Time saved another puppy when I saved my dog because I gave him treats and he loves treats. And I saved his emotions from being sad of not having treats, which he would not have known about
Yeah.
if I didn't. But he did once I gave him treats. That could be a possibility that maybe he didn't get treats.
He would have been sad if he saw his siblings getting treats and he didn't get one.
Which is why we'll make sure to always give all of them treats.
Yeah, that is a really obnoxious thing when you have more than one dog. You have to give them both treats all the time.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially because we buy our treats in packs, and sometimes you get down and there's only one or two, but we've got 3 dogs. And you're like, nobody gets treats. Not until we buy
You don't
more.
even just cut them up?
Well, it depends. Sometimes if we have other kinds of treats, then we'll just like, this is one of your favorites. We know you like this one, and then these ones like
Your
these.
dogs basically live in a concentration camp.
We try to make sure that we don't ever run out. We ordered them so...
But sometimes you run out. That's what you're trying to tell me. You tell me that sometimes you run out?
Yeah, sometimes.
How are you going to rationalize this later when the global public wants to put you on trial?
Well, they'll remember me from when I was in the media so much doing all these great things. I can just lie. It doesn't matter.
All right, good luck with that shit. Fuck. You're in so much goddamn trouble later on. When they have the second Nuremberg trial.
I feel like you're going to be the guy that's
for
like
puppy abuse.
backstabbing me. Like, I was with People Time the entire time with him, and I can just say that all of this was really just to collect data against him because he was such an awful person.
Yeah, I'm a double agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm one fucking Pujol, so good luck.
So you're a fake identity.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of the fake identities.
You'll never find out who the real one is.
I'm behind mirrors and smoke, bitch. Good luck.
Well, Pujal's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry.
I mean, it's sort of the same thing for a little while.
Another one. Sorry, go on.
Another one. She is basically kind of the second face of a fanatic cult.
And the second one.
Well, it's Juan and her.
There's another cult brewing?
Oh, sorry. No, she's the second face of the cult.
Oh, sorry, not a second cult.
Yeah. And she is often called the Lady of Hope, the mother of innocence. And they also really liked to call her the Bridge of Love.
Why the Bridge of Love?
Her idea was that she was the people's connection to the government, to Peron. Peron is sort of their savior. She's the middleman from the person, from the working man to the leader, if you're getting the theme there.
Man, people just ate
She's
bullshit
Jesus.
a lot, huh?
She's Jesus.
But these guys weren't hungry ever, were they? They were just fed up on all the bullshit.
Well, bullshit doesn't fill you. That's the problem.
You get full.
You hunger for it.
Yeah.
Every day you have to turn on the news and see Christ saving a poor neighborhood every day.
Brandon Boyd got full. He said so.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
What reference that is?
This is from one of his songs from Incubus.
Oh. I haven't
But
listened
now
to Incubus
I'm
in a long
full.
time.
Anyways.
That's from Make Yourself, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I don't even know the song, but I know the tone is from Make Yourself.
Yeah, I'd have to go through the song to figure it out in my head.
You know what the opposite of Peronism is? Make yourself.
Yeah.
Make yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like Brandon Boyd's solo stuff.
Dude, you're wrong, so your opinion sucks and wrong.
I like the first one.
The first song on it?
No, the first project, but not anything else.
I didn't know he had other projects, so yeah, I liked his first one then too.
Well, there was the one that was The Suns by the Sea or something like that.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I didn't care for that.
Yeah,
but it was the one that was just named Brandon Boyd, where he played all the instruments and it was a little rough.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Me too.
But he released one recently that I only heard a little bit of and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with Eva?
But full of bullshit. That's how we got there.
That's right. So she is feeding people full of bullshit, where she is the bridge of love, where she loves the people so much. She gives emotional speeches that take on like a divine essence about what her and Peron mean to the people.
Sounds like a Scott Stapp song. With the bridge of love, yeah, Dom's wide open. Come through the bridge of love. I'll show you something.
He seems, if he were alive at the time, he could go down there and write the national song for Argentina, like the Peronist theme song, because he seems like he doesn't have a lot of ethics. He could write that thing.
We're all one. We're all one.
One love. God damn. That joke doesn't end.
I'm sorry.
There's no bottom to that one. All right. There is debate amongst historians about how much Eva understood here. Was she just very naive and stoked to be supporting the president of a country, for her ego and the money and whatnot, and then she just likes being a charitable person? Or is she in on
it?
This is fascist propaganda.
There's my guess, my opinion so far, but go on.
I don't think she's a stupid person at all.
Me either.
She single-handedly made herself very successful before even meeting Juan.
Yep.
And it wasn't until she met him that she suddenly became political.
Yeah.
Definitely on purpose. Definitely on purpose.
And if she was helping with the whole rat, whatever, rat lines, yeah. I don't know. I also feel like
they say she was naive and she didn't. She probably didn't know anything about the Holocaust because she didn't read the news, because she was simple-minded, pretty girl who just wanted to
she's blonde.
do what her husband told her to do. That's some people's interpretations, but I disagree with that.
I kind of feel like anytime that there is one of these stories where someone's doing pretty crazy, horrific, or like whatever, like outrageous things that takes a lot of work and stuff, I doubt that the people who are married to them are just completely clueless. Unless they're like seriously a side piece, not involved at all. Like they're not talking to people politically.
You can tell when that's the case.
Yeah, like they're literally, you don't know who they are until you dig in deep enough. Like, oh, that was the person that he slept with, but there's not a lot of information there.
Yeah.
But when they're involved, you're like, yeah, you're at least aware to a pretty good degree, I would guess.
Well, like, if she's just a selfish person, she would spend all her days in the sauna.
Yeah.
Like, why would she go do these charitable things that are not actually charitable? Or she just, like, goes to poor neighborhoods and hands out food. Like, that's nice.
Yeah.
You're married to the president of the country. You could go in and revamp this whole community, but all you're doing is it's for the newspapers.
Yeah, you're doing the little... seems very selfish, more so than it is selfless. The reasons behind it.
Yeah, like the whole parade of like it was like twice a week she would go stand behind a podium and have poor people come beg her of things, and if they were sick, she would touch them.
See, it seems more like
touch
for
the
her
child.
though. Like I like to be seen this way more so than I want to help these people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The ego works out.
I mean, I kind of felt the same way though, like with the Rosenbergs, right? I kind of think that she had to have been knowledgeable to some degree and involved. I just don't think. I don't know. There's a difference in time too, so I feel like today's day and age is maybe different than back then, where men just told. I mean, they
Told them what to do.
Yeah, and I know there's that to some degree still today, but it was more extreme back then. So maybe I don't know.
At the same thing, it does also come down to: are they just an obedient wife, or are they intelligent human beings?
They're an intelligent human being, so that's why
they're down. They're down for what's going on.
She's involved. I don't think she was ignorant.
They fucking killed Ethel Rosenberg, right?
Yeah, they did.
And Eva dies here pretty soon, so... Woo! Thank God! So, let's see what she does here. More of this bullshit. She creates the Eva Peron Foundation, which is more of this kind of thing. It actually becomes a very large government organization that creates, like... schools, nursing colleges, and hospitals, but they are all named after her. They are the Eva Peron Nursing College, the Evita Hospital.
Weird, yeah.
Such and such a thing.
Sure.
Let's see. So the news did, of course, start thinking about her and describing her in a saintly way. They started questioning whether or not she was a physical...
Why even bother at that point
saint?
To do that? I don't know. Because she did some charitable work.
They successfully established her. The Peronist propaganda machine successfully established her as this Christ-like figure.
Sure.
Which is perfect for fascism. But whether or not it's because she really loved the work or because it was necessary, but she did overwork herself. She would work 14-hour days every day of the week running this charity. She was very exhausted, and one day she actually collapsed. She had to have her appendix removed, but was diagnosed with cervical cancer. In response to this diagnosis, she actually just worked harder. To her credit, I guess. She had a memoir that was written, even though it's mostly just parts of older speeches and a lot of quasi-religious bullshit about how important she is to the people. She, over the next year and a half, becomes very visibly very ill from the cervical cancer.
So what's your take on all this? I mean, after doing your research and from where we are here, do you think it's possible that she got herself in this scenario, maybe didn't think it was as crazy as it was, and then somewhere along the line was like, I gotta help people. That's the least I can do. Or at least was like, I agree with my husband, but I also want to help people. Like, do you think there was some sincerity there? I
don't think she's completely dead inside and probably enjoyed helping people that were needy, but I think she only did it to benefit the political party.
Right.
I don't think she would have done it independently. I don't think she was an especially charitable person. I don't think that she
when she's
married Peron and then said, now that you're president, let me do a charity. I think it was more, he was like, let's have a charitable arm of this.
You could be the face of that and go.
Yeah. You're pretty, you're a woman, you can go and do that. And I'm sure she did take some personal joy from helping the needy, but she wouldn't have fucking done it otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
How many rich, powerful people right now don't do shit for charity because it doesn't help them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. Let's see, the Descamisados, her followers and Peron's followers, actually created a campaign to try and make her the vice president because there was a new presidential election coming up. They wanted her to run as vice president with Peron. She gave a lengthy speech about...
a little bit too long, really.
She was actually renunciating the idea of becoming vice president, in which she basically says that she only has one great personal ambition, and that is devotion to the people, and the people's devotion to Juan Peron. It's thought now that the military said, we won't allow a female vice president because... women.
Yeah.
they bleed out of their genitals. It's weird, and they get emotional. So they said to Juan, basically, if you let her be vice president, we'll overthrow you. So that's why she turned it down.
Whoa. Okay, here's a speech. Go say this instead.
Say, yes, I do bleed out of my vagina, but I'm devoted exclusively to the people. I don't even have time to be vice president.
Yeah.
I the only thing I have time to do is kiss lepers.
Vote for Juan, though. Goodbye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was quite a speech that I did not super love reading.
Did you read it, the whole thing?
Oh yeah, I read quite a few of her speeches. They're just obnoxious propaganda shit. But let's see. She collapses from exhaustion a bunch of times. She actually lays in bed for a really long time. She has this really metastasized cancer now. There is, because she collapsed, a bunch of it's not riots, but the Descamisados start just freaking out that their religious leader is sick.
Yeah.
And so there's actually an attempted military coup against Juan Peron's government because...
For real?
Yeah, they figured that the military was afraid that if Evita died, that the public would just fall apart. So the military were like, let's get ahead of this and just take over the company.
That's a really weird excuse of like...
But then what happened was the Descamisados surrounded the presidential home and didn't allow the military coup to occur.
That's weird. This whole... First of all, that doesn't seem like a legitimate idea. Like...
No, this is all insane.
Oh my god, if she dies, our country falls apart. The people just can't handle it. So what should we do? We should overthrow the government now. And that way, when she dies, we'll handle it somehow.
Another way.
Yeah.
Let's just go day by day on this thing.
Anyways.
It's a very chaotic environment.
It just sounds like the next
Argentina.
person is just always ready to fucking pounce if they get the opportunity.
Yeah. It's very strange. Such strong political ideologies that just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think in America, we're accustomed to a two-party system that both suck. So it's just not the same.
We're never going to be happy. We understand that. One sucky person.
We're over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's see. She's dying. The Descamisados still have her back. So she starts to go a little nutty. Maybe
starts to?
Yeah, well, more so.
Okay.
Laying in bed, dying, trying to be the national figure or the national savior as she sees herself.
Sure.
She actually arranges for thousands of pistols and machine guns to be bought illegally from the Prince of the Netherlands.
What? Why?
To arm the Descamisados so that they are a separate military.
Is Juan still fine? Is
he's president?
So she's dying, he's not, and she's like, I gotta make sure he's protected. We'll give our little army of followers.
That's actually what's interesting. Is it's believed now that she was given a lobotomy here at her last
by
days.
Juan?
Ordered by Juan.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah,
because
he does it himself.
Like, I could probably figure this out.
What is this? This is not like brain surgery. This isn't rocket science.
Not rocket science. Just take an ice chip. What was that thing called?
Yeah,
they used to shove in the ice pick and just hit it with a little hammer.
Oh.
It's a surgical procedure.
Look, she's already dying. Either this works or it doesn't work, and either way, it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm either easing her pain or I'm making her
shut up. Shut her goddamn mouth.
She's still acting while she's dying. It's awful.
In 2011, a neurosurgeon or a neurologist got access to her final x-rays, and he was like, oh, she got lobotomized.
For real?
And they think that it could be because they thought that it would help with the pain from the cancer, but there's also a lot of thought that Juan was terrified of the power she had over the Descamisados, and that she was starting to say things like...
Down with Juan.
No, she was saying... like fight for Peronism in that he was afraid she would create a civil war.
Yeah.
Because if she armed the Descamisados and they went to war with the military, you just have a civil war. The whole country's fucked.
Yeah. You can't really run a country when that's going on.
She's not talking responsibly because she's on her deathbed where she's like, kill them all!
This is for you, honey. He's like, don't
Stop.
do this, please.
God, please. So there's actually many violent speeches that she gave from her deathbed. One... quote says, those who believe in sweetness and love forget that Christ said, I have come to earth to bring fire so that it may burn more. He gives us an example of fanaticism, and for that reason we must be fanatics for Peron unto death.
Jesus Christ.
So, that's helpful.
No pun intended.
Yeah, she had a Christ complex.
Yeah.
For sure. Kind of sad and bewildering, but the last few months of her life, she weighed 80 pounds. Her memoir that I talked about earlier was from presumably a decree that she insisted with Juan, became the highest selling book in the country because people were forced to buy it. And then it became...
Right. It's like how you become the best actress ever in Argentina if you fire all the other actresses.
You're the only one. This is actually the only book on the shelves.
You have to read it.
Her memoir became mandatory reading in schools. And she released a public will.
Do they still believe,
newspaper.
Like today in Argentina, is she still seen as a pro figure, as a...
If some and some.
Okay.
Some people, especially let's say you were alive at the time or your grandparents were, and they tell you these inspiring stories about this Christ figure, it sort of sticks with people.
I was going to say, if you have a book that's getting put onto education...
We're disconnected from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's part of your education, then I imagine that just continues on for quite a bit.
Yeah, and if Argentina never gets a punk rock scene...
Yeah.
There's not enough cynicism in the country for people to be like, they made us read it, it must be shit.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why punk is the most important.
Question everything. Question authority.
It's not punk, though.
No, but it's the spirit.
You should question everything.
Yeah.
Except us.
Well, yeah, because we're here to...
We're actually
We're here to help you.
We're the authority on truth.
Also, make one of your weird cousins listen to us. Make them.
Don't even fucking ask.
Yeah, you just tie them up, put some headphones on, and listen to this.
We have enough content that they could be there for quite a few days.
Yeah. This is, by the way, you know what episode this is, right?
The Eva Peron episode.
It's episode 100.
Seriously?
This is episode 100. How do you say that in Argentina? In Spanish? I don't know how to say 100.
Nada?
Sino? What's 100?
Yeah, 100-o.
About a hundo.
I feel like that's really racist, but no, it's not on purpose.
Well, I'm trying to pull in an office joke.
It's a hundo. I do not know what it is, but hey, happy 100th episode.
Yeah, we're addressing it at the very end, rather than the beginning.
Because that's how this show works. It's all pre-planned.
We forgot it was our 100th episode until just now. So, hey, if you've listened to every episode, especially if you've listened to every episode, thanks.
If you have done that to yourself,
especially because our first 10 episodes, though, have really fun information in it, I'm sure we're a bit rocky for our very first.
Oh, yeah.
As we're getting started out. So, hey, thanks so much for making it.
Hopefully the sound quality has gotten better and the actual quality has gotten better.
As we start a brand new, because our computer went down, a brand new thing. Hopefully this doesn't sound like shit.
If you have actually listened to all 100 episodes, send us an email or something, and we'll arrange it. I will personally eat your genitals.
Yeah. Maybe we'll throw a shirt in, too. A People Time shirt.
We only have a couple, and I want them.
We'll make some more. If you've listened to 100 episodes, the least I can do is send you a shirt.
We can't prove it, though.
Yeah, you have to quote something from each episode. 100 quotes.
Quote something pretty obscure, and we'll be like, oh, shit, you do listen to them. All right. So, she releases a public will. Basically, she writes a will and then has it released in the newspaper, in which she says that all of her belongings, all of her jewelry, and all of her shit is going to go to the Descamisados. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. And it was all stolen jewelry from Holocaust victims anyway.
Ugh.
But that's the kind of person she was. Even to the last moment, she wanted to make sure that she was seen in a good light.
Yeah.
Even though it was fake. Because the will was fake. It wasn't a legal document. She wrote it and said, this is my will.
Yeah.
And released it. And after she died, the Peron government just took her jewelry and did whatever they wanted with it anyway. Sure. And it's all just jewelry that she got in exchange for the rat lines from these people who stole jewelry from dead Jewish.
That's terrible. Yeah, this is fucking...
She's a terrible person.
Dark. So Juan didn't take it all?
I mean,
Maybe
as president of the country, I don't think he needed it, but he just sold it or gave it away.
Sure.
Yeah. So July 26, 1952, she succumbs to her cancer. The country mourns as if it's a spiritual leader, like businesses closed.
Is it still a holiday?
No.
Got disbanded for the holiday.
Yeah, but everybody just like left work that day. Crying in the streets. That type of thing. People acted like the Pope had died. As if I don't fucking care if the Pope died either, but in the Vatican, people probably give a shit. Yeah. What's funny about the last chapter of her life is her physical body. They wanted to embalm it and put it on display, a la Stalin. Is it Stalin? No, Lenin.
Yeah.
So they hired a guy who's really, really good at this, and he embalmed her. He did two-step embalming, where there's like a quick one, so you can put her on display quickly, which is basically just like what you do for people right now if you went to a funeral.
Yeah.
And they put her on display for 2 weeks. The first few days, there was actually stampedes of people trying to get into the building to see her body, and 8 people were crushed to death.
8 people died to go see... Oh, my...
Her embalmed
That's
body.
ironic. I'm going to go see a funeral, and then I'm going to have my own.
Yeah.
Because I died trying to...
After the 2 weeks...
How are people... I'm just trying to picture, like, how crazy the people are. I was like, let me see her. I got to see her. Oh, too much pressure.
No. Yeah. I hope that their last thought
was this is not worth it.
I should not be here. Ava does not give a shit about me.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
No,
she doesn't care that you died.
No one does.
You died pointlessly, and I actually right now don't care either. I'm like one of the last people who ever talk about you because this story's not interesting. I hope your spirit can hear.
So terrible.
I don't care that you're dead. And that you died in a really embarrassing and horrible way. So then her body went into... I don't know what the name for this... The guy embalmed her... It took a year.
A year?
So what he does is he is basically taking every part of her body and encasing it inside and out with this fluid plastic.
Yeah.
So that her whole body, organs, skin, is all this very thick plastic.
Right, resin of some kind or whatever.
Resin of some kind, yeah. During this year, when she was gone and Juan is still alive, or still in charge, school children were forced to say this prayer. Our little mother, thou art, who in heaven, good fairy, laughing amongst the angels, Evita, I promise to be as good as you wish me to be, respecting God, loving my country, taking care of General Peron, studying and being towards everyone the child you dreamt I would be, healthy, happy, well-educated, and pure in heart.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, you see how religion's created, right?
I don't know. What do you mean?
And how prayers are made and chants and... Anyway, sorry, this is unrelated. I'm just... Yeah,
I don't think that's related.
My atheist just started spilling out of me.
No, we're talking about a legitimate spiritual savior of Argentina.
Yeah.
Whose body is being preserved forever.
So wait, is her body still around?
Yeah, so I mentioned that prayer because it came into play during the year that her body was being fully embalmed. In which... Once it was fully done, it went back on display for only a few days, in which a military coup in 1955 kicked Juan Peron out of office. He fled to Spain.
I was about to say, where do you flee to when you're in Argentina?
Yeah.
To Germany. We go backwards now.
I don't know who will have me. The only people that would have him at that point is Spain.
Okay.
And her body straight up goes missing for 16 years.
It goes missing?
Everybody knows that it's preserved perfectly for indefinitely because it was on display prior to the coup. The military takes over. They don't want this symbol of Peronism around. Of course. Nobody really knew where the fuck it was for 16 years.
Can we just take a quick moment to say how bummed the guy that took a year to to make sure to preserve.
Perfected this art.
He's like, oh my god, I've been like, there's a lot of times this could have just rotted away without, in the middle of this somewhere, and I did my best. This is my best work, and really I think anyone's best work.
This is my masterpiece.
Now I'm going to put it back on display, and a couple days later they're like, get rid of it. He's like, oh my
god damn it.
All right, I quit.
I need another figure to embalm. Somebody die. Give me one of those people that got stepped on.
You know how much I will smell nothing other than formaldehyde. That is all that I can smell now.
It's permanently in my nose.
Yeah.
You people do not care.
You bitches.
Do you know that the Olympics does not have an art category for embalming? This is bullshit. And that guy... He spent the rest of his life trying to embalm himself perfectly.
Yeah.
He wanted to be his own masterpiece.
And he started with my feet, and I'll work my way up.
Work my way up.
Till I'm dead.
It's fine. It's going to be perfect.
It'll be a 20-year embalming.
Oh, my God. I really hope... I wish that was true. This poor man. Injecting formaldehyde into his living flesh like... I am a piece of art! Ah!
Oh my god. So it went missing for 16 years, and I'm guessing it showed back up.
This is where it gets even fucking weirder. So I don't... Nobody knows why, but this new anti-Peronist military government didn't want to just burn it, the body, or throw it away.
Someone took a year to work on this. Let's not just destroy it.
Well, I don't really know what happened, but they struck a deal with the Vatican to let her be buried in Rome under a false name.
What? Why would even the Vatican agree to that?
Don't even know. I think they were okay with it from a Christian perspective. Like, this is just a body and they just want to get rid of it. I actually have no idea. I think there's a lot of pro-Nazi bullshit going on or something. Yeah. But she had a fake name with a headstone and was buried in a random...
Do we know the fake name?
It's around, but I didn't write it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so we know where she's buried at.
Yeah.
Well-preserved, unseen.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's completely preserved, but she's just in a coffin now.
Yeah.
So, let's see. In 1970, a Peronist guerrilla terrorist group killed the president of Argentina. His name was Pedro Aramburu. He was one of the military guys who arranged to have her body sent to the Vatican. Somebody... and again, we don't know who from the Vatican or the Argentine military dug up her body and sent it to Juan Peron in Spain.
This is yours.
I think this guerrilla group killing the president of Argentina for this presumed desecration of her body made the Argentine government touch worried about what else people were capable of over this body. So they said, okay, we'll pull her out of the ground, we'll send her to her former husband, and all you insane Peronist religious fanatics can just shut up about it. The body will be with Juan, where you want it to be. So, Juan is living in Spain.
Gets a body delivered to him.
He's got his third wife named Isabel, and his ex-wife appears in the form of plastic.
And very well preserved.
Dude, this story is bizarre because they didn't see it coming. The person who delivered it was some Vatican guy, like a friar.
Here, sign for this. No, I don't know. It's just a big box,
I didn't order anything. Well, bodies require signature, sir.
Bodies?
Sorry, did you say bodies?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm just a friar. Okay, I'm just in this so I can work up to priest so I can touch kids. I don't really care what's going on here.
Yeah.
God, for Jesus Christ, sign it. So they actually put her coffin. Well, they put her coffin on the floor. They dig the dirt out of her preserved, basically just piece of shit plastic now, and put it on his kitchen table.
Oh, gross.
And him and his new wife Isabel clean it off.
Oh my, why?
She combs Evita's hair. I don't honestly know. I think they still have this.
Isabella's like, this is weird. I don't want to make you weird, but this is not hot.
This is erotic.
Like, this is your ex-dead wife on our table. And
buddy.
I'm gonna brush her hair.
I'm just saying, how many people in history, Juan Peron, having a tea break, sitting back, watching his current third wife brush the hair of his dead second wife, preserved in resin on his kitchen table. He's the only person that's ever happened to. Definitely.
A lot of people worship her. You know that? A lot of people worship her. It's kind of weird. Anyways, thanks for brushing her hair.
At one point, like, her and I were just regular people. One time.
She was a bad actress. She was terrible.
Terrible actress. Great in the sack, but...
I was in the military.
Not a particularly interesting person. All things considered. She's more interesting now as a piece of plastic.
And then my general was like, taking over the government. And I was like, okay.
All right. Okay. I guess that's what you guys do.
And that was...
So, because of this pro-Peronist shit that's been growing in Argentina in the 70s, 1973, Peron goes back to Argentina with his wife and his dead wife.
He brought his dead wife?
He runs for president, becomes president of Argentina.
Puts her up on the stage upright. Look at her.
He puts her back on display.
For real?
Yeah. He puts her back on display. And her body is a touch mangled. Because during that 16 years where nobody knew where she was, like, her feet were fucked up. It looked like somebody had, like, stood her up for too long.
I can see pictures of this shit.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see her preserved body. It's disturbing.
Oh, okay.
It's very disturbing. Her nose was crushed to one side, and they kind of fixed that a little bit. And they also said that, and I don't know if this is propaganda too, Peronist propaganda, where they said it looked like her body had been beaten. I doubt that. I don't see the point of beating a dead body that's been preserved, and I don't see the point in that.
I don't know
That's what they say.
I don't know how to spell Evita.
Oh, it's Evita. Say just Eva Peron body. As unfortunate of a Google search as that is. I'll show you.
That's a good point.
Show you what you're looking for. It's pretty fucked up.
Okay. Ugh. I don't like already what I'm seeing.
All right, dear listener, go ahead and Google Eva Peron body, maybe preserved body or corpse, if you're into that. It's strange. It's a strange thing that happened in real life.
Okay. I'm regretting that I did this now.
So, here's what's great. 1973, Juan Peron becomes president of Argentina again. Ironically, his current wife, Isabel, becomes vice president. He dies within a year, just from being an old fuck, and Isabel becomes the president of Argentina until, can you guess what happens?
What happens? It gets overthrown.
A military coup.
I knew it.
So, this military, I think, did the right thing. They recognized that Eva Peron is an idea. Even when she was alive, she was an idea. She was an actress who was a shit actress. Mm-hmm. She was the bridge of love to the people, even though she was just a propaganda piece.
Yeah.
And even in death, they didn't take her as a real person and just let her rot like the rest of us will. They preserved her like a myth.
Yeah.
So this military government, recognizing that this is just not going to end with her, they put her in a mausoleum 17 feet under... Sorry, it's 17 feet down, but it's 17 feet of concrete
Never
on top
again.
of her. So it's a mausoleum that you walk into. There's a fake floor. Like, you have to know what tile it is. You move the tile, you go down a stairwell, and there's a door, and I believe there's another door, and then you can see her coffin. It is 17 feet underground in a basically fallout nuclear shelter type of thing. Yeah. And the government made one key and gave it to her only living sister, Erminda.
So if you want to go look at your...
You can't.
Dead sisters.
Because Erminda died, and it's presumed that the key has stayed in the family, and they might go down there and see her body, but they're the only people who can. Mm. And that's what happened in real life.
Why not just... I mean, this might sound... mean, but why not just fucking sink the body in the ocean somewhere, man? You're off the coast.
Burn it, man.
Just get rid of it.
They were afraid of the Peronists. I mean, the guy who had it sent to the Vatican was murdered because he did that.
I mean, do it secretly, but get rid of the body in the book. We don't know. We're looking for it too. Oh,
how strange. Let's give it another 17 years.
Yeah.
That's what they're afraid of, is that she'll just this religious idea that she created will just keep coming back. So I actually think it was a smart idea in that they humanized her by giving her a regular ass burial, and giving the only key to it, her honestly obscure sister. Nobody even know who Erminda was. She just made the news because they were like, she's the last living sibling of Eva Peron, so she gets the key. Eva's a regular human. She's not your savior. She's underground. Leave it alone.
Yeah. It'd be good to, like, instead to just put a bunch of cement around the coffin and put a bunch of, like, inscriptions around, like, thus who openeth will
curse it.
Yeah, and then, 10 years from
Pirate
then,
curses.
someone goes in and we're going to get to her body. They chip away and they go past all the curses and they open it up.
Do it.
And then we got this great movie to watch about how she comes back and haunts everybody or something.
Or they open it and, she was preserved alive. And now she's a plastic creature who's like, I'm your savior.
And the way she haunts you, she goes, to be or not to be.
Oh, God, make her stop.
That is the question.
Make her stop, for fuck's sake.
They're like, oh, what have we done? We didn't know this is what was going to happen. How could have we known?
She's going to eat our faces off if we don't applaud. Everybody understand that?
You're such a great actress. Oh, even.
Oh, God. Why did we do this? The curse has been opened. I watched a little documentary, the, what do they call it? Like the Pharaoh's curse?
Yeah.
That they talk about in, like, Indiana Jones and shit. They think that that's real in that if you go into an old tomb where the air has not flowed in centuries, that there's bacteria in there from back then.
That'll fucking kill you?
That you sniff in bacteria from like 2,000 years ago, your body's not ready for it, you get hella sick.
Well, it was like, who was it? The guy who discovered the, what's it called? Where like all the tombs are, like a bunch of them, a lot of the pharaoh's tombs. There's like a whole bunch in like one dude.
Yeah, we talked about it in the Ramses episode. It's called I know what you're talking. There's like the Pharaoh's something, the Pharaoh's Circle or something like that. It's like a valley full of fucking bodies.
Valley of the Pharaohs or Valley of the
Kings, maybe.
Kings. Either way, when like the main dude who found like a good chunk of that, like he had his crew, and like most of them died, and like a lot of people put this whole mysterious thing around it because it was opening up the Pharaoh's curse.
Yeah,
but a lot of it was just silly stuff. What killed them? So.
Well, it's shit like
normal things.
You're in the middle of buttfuck Egypt, and if you're not prepared for that, you'll dehydrate.
Yeah.
And you're in a different culture, so you might not be used to their sicknesses. And then there could be 2,000-year-old bacteria in there.
Well, I think someone was like, oh, this guy had a heart attack like 2 days after they found him. It was like, yeah, he's old as fucking heart attack. You look at a guy his age, and you're like, he died of a heart attack. Normally, you'd be like,
Isn't that funny?
That happens.
People do that?
Just because he happened to be in a different location.
Well, he was 76 and he died of a heart attack, and his father was actually 76 when he died of a heart attack, but that's not related.
Right.
Because his father didn't go into a pharaoh's tomb.
Yeah. Well, one guy got bit by like a poisonous snake, and they're like, there happens to be poisonous snakes out there. Like, watch your fucking step. I don't know, bro.
It's not a curse. You just suck at looking for snakes.
Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous things.
You just pissed that snake off, and he just didn't like your face.
Yeah.
That's the real world.
Don't go out into the safari and then be surprised if you run into like a fucking lion or whatever.
Could you imagine, like, oh my God, is that a lion?
Run!
I thought I was in the African savannah, not a zoo. This is dangerous. Well,
he must have been cursed. He was killed by a lion in an area where lions are at.
Where lions are prevalent and like human flesh. The last thing I have in my notes about Eva Peron is just that the resurgence of her sort of culturally being relevant is this musical
which was bad. How?
Andrew Lloyd.
So you didn't like it?
I fucking hate it.
Why? What were the songs like? Now I want to watch it because this sounds hilarious.
Do you like the Newsies?
I love the Newsies.
Okay, so the songs in the Newsies are silly
and good.
Well, they're silly. And they're sung by children as lighthearted.
Sure.
Right? This is the same thing, but it's not fun.
It's not fun.
It's not fun, and it's terribly acted.
Oh, like, probably maybe that was the purpose of being like, in remembrance of Eva,
Well,
let this be done terribly.
What I also didn't like about it, well, maybe like fuck her.
Like she was a terrible actress. We're all gonna do it.
It was framed. If you watch it, it was framed as sort of how she wanted. Well, not how she wanted to be portrayed. Because the first half, she's portrayed as a whore who sleeps her way to, because obviously she can't take care of herself, so she has to sleep her way to the middle.
Sure. And
then sleep her way to the top when she meets Peron. But then she becomes the actual savior of Argentina, and everybody loves her. And she, her dying of cancer was a national period of mourning. That's how they framed it in the movie, with songs that were just fucking obnoxious. So I think maybe I hated it because it was also historically false.
Yeah.
But I hate musicals.
I'm trying to think of it sounded like upbeat and happy, but it's like, Eva, our savior, is dead.
No, that laugh.
Right.
They act pretty sad. I wish the viewers or the listeners could see your hand movements.
Yeah. They're very theatrical.
Very theatrical. I don't know, man. I know he's very well celebrated, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and my only context is the Madonna movie, which I also have a problem with because Antonio Banderas is in it as Che Guevara.
Oh, really?
And Che Guevara is from Argentina. He was around during the Eva stuff, but there's no indication they met. And he swiftly went off to do his own thing. He rode a motorcycle around and then helped do Cuba.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those movies that I just don't fucking.
They kind of just trying to mash it all up just to make a musical that would sell.
The only good musicals is The Producers. It's the only good one. That's the only good one. Because it makes fun of itself.
Yeah.
And it makes fun of Nazis.
Yeah.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany.
I don't think The Sound of Music is also based around Nazis and stuff.
But I couldn't get through that.
Why?
Sound of Music? Isn't it like 5 hours long?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I remember hating it.
But, a deer, a female deer.
Is that where that's from?
Yeah. It's just her teaching the kids how to sing.
I just always thought it was from The Simpsons.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It didn't help me sing any better, so stupid.
I don't know. I haven't seen a ton of musicals because I actively avoid them.
They're pretty good. A lot of them have really good stories sometimes.
I like Sweeney Todd. There's a lot of murder.
Yeah. That one's probably like story-wise. I mean, it's fun and interesting, but yeah, some of them are like based off true events. Like Newsies is actually based off true events.
Yeah, like the Newsboys.
Basically going on strike. Basically, I mean, this was the time when that changed everything for child labor laws and shit.
That's what it is because. When they're singing, "We're going on strike." That's not a real song, but
seize the day. Now's the time to seize the day. Woohoo!
The vibe of it,
yeah.
I can relate to because I'm like, yeah, that really happened. Those kids had to do that shit. In Evita, there's a song where Eva Peron is kissing a guy, and they go behind a door, implying that they're fucking, and then Che Guevara is doing his whole thing. What could she possibly be doing? And then the door opens and she spins the guy around and then grabs another guy and kisses him and goes behind the door. Just to say that her pussy's a revolving door.
Yeah.
And Che Guevara is just like, I wonder if this young woman can make something of herself. And I'm just like, this is so dumb. Like, not only is the song bad,
I think
what they're trying to say about it is bad.
Yeah. I feel like this is something you watch and mock.
I can't even.
Like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I tried to walk it or mock it. Mock it.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I had to turn it off. I did eventually finish it because I'm committed to the show, but was very, very drunk and I don't remember. But I watched the bits on the YouTube about how it goes.
All right. So that's Eva, Evita, Cheese, Alvida.
Her name is, Velveeta, Miss Fascist Bitch.
Bad guy, by the way. We found out halfway through.
Yeah, that's the main thing I want to make sure is known. I think a lot of people think about her as in this kind of gray area. Let's not forget she was responsible for rat lines, which allowed Nazis to not face punishment.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that in Argentina that I said got caught at a somewhat early time period was Adolf Eichmann, and that's because the Mossad, which is basically the Israeli CIA, threw all of their resources at it. It's very hard to find him, and that's because people like this supposed Christ figure allowed it.
Yeah.
So
don't trust Christ figures.
Eva Peron.
That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, don't trust Christ figures. Anybody who says they can solve your problems is immediately going to rob you.
Yeah.
Except for me.
So send your money.
Send us your money.
And we'll send you a keychain.
Actually, don't send me your money. You're in on this with us, Dabbler.
Yeah.
Send me your gullible cousin's money.
And yeah, I was going to say, collect your own money from other people.
And then send it to us. You can take a part of it. It's just we're trying to build the Dabbler army, and it's going to require some funds. Because I'm going to need to arm you guys. So I'm going to need a large amount of money.
We're going to arm you with knowledge. Because those who are...
Yes, and guns.
Repeat history are doomed to repeat history.
Yes, we are going to repeat history and commit a coup. Not in America. Something that we can handle from our listenership. Small town. We're going to take over a small town.
My mouth made a weird noise. It's like David Koresh this shit.
We're going to change the name of the town to Peopletown. And it's going to be a whole free love situation.
Drugs.
Well, yeah, whatever anybody wants to bring in. It's going to be completely anachronistic.
We're going to make Jack Parsons to just eat his heart out. We're not going to fuck our moms, though. I want to make that clear real quick. We're not fucking our moms or dogs.
Let's backtrack on that. Let's not Alan Parsons too much. That we do have some lines.
Yeah.
Some.
I realized that we're going to... Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's just happening.
I was like, we're going to party harder than anyone. Actually, we don't want to party any harder than that. We want to stay away from a lot of those lines.
That's one of my favorite parts, or one of my favorite memories of People Time. Now that we're episode 100, we can reminisce. You did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Jack Parsons fucking his mom and his mom's dog.
Go watch it if you haven't heard it yet. It's a banana story, bro.
I mean, we just
It's not
spoiled
about fucking moms. It's about rocket science.
It's actually about rocket science and occult shit. It's one of the strangest stories I've ever heard.
It's so good.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
I really do think and there probably isn't, but if there's a paranormal world, he really tapped into it. Because you get weird enough.
Sex magic.
Something. He was jerking off on tablets to create people, and then those people appeared.
Yeah.
And objective parties said that they heard banshees.
Yeah.
And he fucked his mom. Something happened there.
He was also on a lot of drugs. Also, that's where, we got other cults came from his cult, We got other cult leaders that were hanging out with him at the time.
There's no Scientology without L. Ron getting Jack's, they helped each other.
They partied it up a bit, and then Jack was first, and then L. Ron was like, this seems like a good idea. And then people who are now Scientologists don't realize that they've been taken by...
L. Ron stole Jack's girlfriend.
And idea.
And then his money, and then his idea. Yeah. And then he created a cult.
But good for him. He did it better than the original, right? He's all like, I can do this better than you.
Yeah, definitely. L. Ron Hubbard was definitely smarter than Jack Parsons in that regard.
Not a rocket science. Yeah. Anyways.
So we went off on a weird tangent there. Hey, listen to all of our past episodes if you haven't.
And I love you.
Yeah, we love you very much. Let's see. Take money from your cousins and send it to us.
Force them to listen to People Time.
Tie them down. Take your weird family members. Also, if you wouldn't mind putting some of your like semen or pussy juice, just put it in an envelope and mail it to me.
Or pants.
Or pants.
He likes to put it in his mouth.
It doesn't matter. They don't need to know what I do with it.
You've already told them on a previous episode.
Oh, man. I drink a lot. That's not great. I just want the envelope.
Hey, thanks again for listening to one of our podcasts. Be sure to catch our next one that's coming out.
Thank you.
People Time.
People Time. Hey, click on the next one and subscribe, bitch.